excited, of course. And then the three wise men at the back, I also talked about their own, on excitement in this morning's video. But this video is not about the housemates. This video is not about the three wise men. This video is about you, the fans, the viewing audience, the voting audience, those of you who voted. How do you feel? And that is why I titled tonight's episode of our FSWG YouTube live stream, Mixed Reactions to Mpho's winning, right? I've been sifting through social media today and there's a lot of mixed reactions. Yes, most of the reactions I've been seeing, of course, quite naturally, they're actually really excited for Mpho. However, some people do not agree. Some people feel like there was a foul play. Yeah, some people feel like maybe there was something fishy going on with the voting polls that Tema was supposed to win, or some people felt like Gershwin was supposed to win. Some people felt like the organizers were quite biased to have given it to Mpho because it was quite natural for the only female standing to win. I do not know. Yes, I'm going to reserve my comment until I hear from all of you, but I already, of course, have my own comments. But before we go into the conversation proper, guys, you are all welcome back to this impromptu FSWG YouTube live stream. We usually do this on Saturdays, 3 p.m. WAT or 4 p.m. CAT, right? But today, I've been having a lot of interactions with most of you on Instagram and Twitter. You guys have been really excited. And I thought, okay, fine. Let's just let the cat out of the bag. Let's have a conversation on here tonight, yes, so that I can fully hear from all of you how you feel truly, about Mpho win. If you ask me, I am super excited. And I don't want to sound petty. I don't want to sound savage, but guys, if I tell you the sequence of my thoughts that led to wanting Mpho to win, a lot of you are going to be shocked. And on this live stream, I'm also going to reveal who my fave was. Yes, the entire 10 weeks that we spent together with this housemate, I had a fave, right? And you all know that normally I wait till the end of the show to reveal my fave. So I'm going to do all of that. So without much further ado, let me once again thank all of you for joining this live stream tonight. I know it's impromptu, but thank you all guys for answering my call. Yes, for this conversation. I understand today is Monday. A lot of you are just returning from work or from your business and you're pretty much exhausted. But then you still made out time to join this conversation. So Gloria Elijah is very much grateful. I do not take this for granted at all. Thank you all so much. I'm seeing a lot of amazing people here. I'm seeing Jelly, I'm seeing Virgo, I'm seeing Zami, I'm seeing Kula, I'm seeing Tremofat, I'm seeing So Sanga, you totally need to show your face today. Your comment keeps on cracking me up every damn time. And I feel like tonight is that time where we need to see your face, all right? So you're absolutely welcome. There's Zama, there's Erica, you're welcome. There's Zane, you're welcome. There's Moyo, there's Caroline, there's Busi, there's Tebagano. Yes, hi Tebagano. There's Ezra, there's Mamo, you're welcome. There's Jelly Bean JB, there's Lucia. Hi Lucia. It's nice to see you here again after Saturday. And also Trey Mufat. Thank you all so much for joining. You are all absolutely welcome. Now, without even wasting your time anymore, let me just quickly go ahead and drop the link to this conversation in the comment section. If you want to join me on here right now and express yourself, express your excitement or express your disappointment at the turnout of events last night, the grand finale of Bbmzansi season 3. Go ahead, click on that link right now, as you can see in the comment section below, and let me know how you feel. All right. So who wants to go first? Quickly, go ahead and click on that. Now, whilst we are waiting on whoever wants to join us, I made a huge discovery today, guys, and I was simply amazed. So, as you all are aware, I have an FSWG Instagram account, so I follow most of the housemates there. But my own personal account, I don't really use my personal accounts to follow all the housemates. So I was just searching, and I said, okay, let me check Mpho's page and see what's going on. Guys, lo and behold, I clicked on Mpho's Instagram page, and the last post that was there was 2nd of January. Yeah, 2nd of January. Guys, when did Big Brother and Zamzi start? Big Brother and Zamzi started, I think it was it 23rd of January? I can't really remember the date. But the last time Mpho posted anything on her personal Instagram account was 2nd of January. I read that post, and on that post, she put out an announcement that, oh, for some reason personal to her, she was not going to be posting things anymore. Now, usually on her page, what you will see are videos of her Sangoma teachings and her spiritual healing teachings. And she was doing pretty much most of those things, just basically posting personal pictures of herself. And then I was quite shocked, guys, to be very frank with you. I was really shocked. And as at the time she made that post, I think her page was about probably 20,000 following as at that time. But then now the show has ended and she has about 155,000. There's no engagement on that post, or rather on that page, no post since 2nd of January. And it dawned on me that wow, this is actually it's record breaking. It's record breaking in the sense that, you know, most of the time when people go for reality TV shows like People That Naija, most of the time they have people managing their personal social media accounts, Instagram, Twitter, and probably TikTok. Yeah, they have people managing those accounts. Most of them they would have, especially like, okay, let me use our Big Brother Naija amazing ex-housemates for instance. They go on a photo shoot spree. Most of them they do a lot of videos. Most of them they do a lot of weird things. Most of them they just go all out to create content and prepare content, which is not bad. I mean, there's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's them being strategic, right? But Mpho Badima's page was just basically empty of promotions, empty of any form of PR, empty of any sort of publicity, empty of any sort of campaigns. As a matter of fact, I think her fans went all out to create two different fan pages for her. So it was through those two different fan pages that they were using to do campaigns, using to promote Mpho, using to spread the gospel of Mpho Bajimo, enhancing her game in the house, calling for their general family meetings, to vote for her and do all whatnot. So I was really impressed. To be very frank with you all, I was really, really impressed. When you're talking about a loyal fan base, when you're talking about a fan base that are ready to go all out for their faith, guys, honestly, I saw that with the underground gang today. Today, I was really shocked. And then I asked myself one question: are we about to have another Titan part two? Yeah, because the only fan base that till tomorrow I still drop my card for them, I still respect them. Come rain, come sunshine, is Thatcher's Titans. Those people, they are still as loyal as hell. Hey! See, there's a video I'm going to put out sometime this week, maybe tomorrow or next tomorrow, but I'm going to put out that video, right? It's a video about Mercy Eke and Thatcher's reunion, right? And a lot of things happened. A lot of things happened with that reunion, I noticed. And also, Thatcher's Titans, they decided to call a family meeting with regards to that reunion. And guys, it shocked me again that wow, these people, they still exist as a fan base, as a group, as a supporting group. And I was in that family meeting for a bit. I heard the conversations, I heard the caliber of people that were speaking in protection of Thatcher. And guys, my respect for those people, it went from 0 to 100 all over again. Yeah, so to cut the long story short about Thatcher and Titans, I saw what Mpho's fans did today, and I was really impressed. I was so impressed. I just told myself, nah, this is beyond support. This is genuine love. Someone told me that Mpho's brother was busy running a campaign for her off social media. And I'm like, okay, that actually probably explains a lot. Because the truth is, as I will always reiterate on my channel, with reality TV shows, there's one thing to watch the show and there's one thing to vote. Yeah, there are those fans that have voting rights, there are those fans that have bragging rights, and then there are those fans that just watch for the sake of watching. And then they don't do anything, they don't vote, they don't do anything. They don't even hype their faith. But with Mpho's fans, guys, I realized that they probably did go the extra mile. So I'm not going to talk too much. I will share the link to this conversation again. If you want to join me on here and express either your pleasure or your displeasure at Mpho's win, go ahead, click on the link, and you will be here. Virgo said Mpho's brother was working really hard, Glory. I mean, I can see. I can see. Antonia said, well done, Glory. Thank you very much. All right. So, yeah, whilst I'm waiting for you guys, I'm still going to go about the question of do you all think for any reason that Mpho's title or status as being a Sangoma actually played a huge role in her winning the season of Bbmzansi? If you think so, click on that link, join me on this conversation. Let's have a conversation. If you do not think so, then it's fine. But guys, it's something that I have been thinking about. It's something I have been running through my mind. And I'm wondering, like, okay, for real, could it be that Mpho being a Sangoma actually played a huge role in her winning the show? Because guys, to be very honest, I've actually had a lot of conversations with most of you that are based in South Africa. And some of the conversations I've had, I mean, some of them they've been quite revealing. Now, for Mpho's fans that are watching this live stream right now, do not get me wrong. I am still excited that Mpho won. I'm just saying part of the conversations I had with some of you that are South Africans. So some of these people said that most or some of the celebrities in South Africa, they have declared themselves to be Sangomas. Yes, that they have declared themselves to be Sangomas. And so they had actually rallied around a lot. They had actually campaigned hard, like they really went all out for Mpho to show their support, to support her and to ensure that she won. Also, there was a part where it was said that a lot of the Sangoma community members, that they had actually come all out en masse to ensure that they campaigned for Mpho Abadiwo, to ensure that they voted for her, to ensure that they went all out. So I was trying to marry that thought with Mpho's reality. Yeah, that is it that she didn't play her game? Or could it be that she actually played her game, but what was also aided by the ancestors? Guys, I'm asking this question out of ignorance, okay? What I saw was someone who came to the show and played her game. Whether she played a clean game, or whether she played a dirty game, I cannot say, all right, whether a Sangoma abilities actually played a huge role in her emerging the winner. So we have some people here already. I'm going to start adding you guys. Just come on here. You are all welcome. Hi.
Hello, hi, Glory.
Hi, good evening. You are all welcome.
I'm good.
Hi, let me just call you Biso. Biso, so I don't mispronounce your name. Hi, Biso.
Hi.
Can you increase your audio, all right, so that we can hear you? Okay, so there's Peniel here. Hi, Peniel.
Hi, Glory. Good
Hi.
evening.
Good evening. You're absolutely welcome. Peniel, are
Thank
you there? Hello, Peniel.
Yes, Glory. Good evening.
Oh, good
Can you hear me,
evening.
Glory?
Good evening. You're welcome.
Thank
Evening, Glory.
you.
I can hardly hear you.
Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yes,
can
yes,
hear
we
you.
can, Glory.
Yes, we
Okay,
can.
okay, okay. Persistence, you're welcome. I love your name. Hello. Oh my
Me?
God. Okay.
Hello.
Anyway, we're just gonna start the conversation, okay? So I'm gonna start with Biso. Biso, what is your reaction to Paul's win? Are you happy? Are you sad? Did you have a faith that you wanted to win?
I am very happy, and I am from Zimbabwe.
Oh,
I know
nice.
I doubt that the Sangoma thing assisted her. I think she won because of just being herself, and she played the game smartly. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I think she won squarely. She played her game smart. She was being herself. She was being truly herself, and she was just humble. She did not pretend to be anyone else. Like her, if you realize her description, she says she doesn't tolerate nonsense. So her being blunt, if she was not happy, like for example, the people like Tatu, Nale, in the beginning of the show, she was judged. As soon as she mentioned that she was a Sangoma, she was judged, and they started sidelining her. They started, I remember even Tatu refused to eat her food, saying she's a witch, Mamlambo, and the like, which is very rude. And even if I were Mpho, I really congratulate the way she handled it, because very few people would really live with people who are calling and sidelining you like that. And she was also hated for gossiping, which is something that happens each and every housemate gossiped. So I say big ups to Mpho.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Vito. Thank you very much. All right. Let's hear from Kenyel. Kenyel, what's your reaction? Hello, Kenyel.
Hello, Glory. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Okay, so briefly and quickly, please, what's your reaction to?
Can you
Okay,
hear me,
Kenyel,
Glory?
if you're not ready, we'll have to move on to someone else. All right.
Can you hear me, Glory?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes,
Please, you have to be responsive. Okay, so let's know that someone is there. Okay.
Okay.
All
Okay. Can
right.
you hear me now? Can you hear me
Yes, we
very
can
well?
hear you clearly.
Okay. I'm from Nigeria. I've been following the show for a while since it started, and whenever I can't watch, I come to your channel and I watch you. I really have to say you're doing a great job. You're doing an amazing job, and I give you kudos
Thank
for that.
you. Thank you.
All right. So
Thank you.
for Mpho winning, I didn't see it coming actually, but I'm happy she won.
Okay.
First
Okay.
of all, women supporting women. I am 100% for a woman winning.
Yeah.
Then second, yes, yes. So secondly, I noticed all through the show, despite the fact that she did a lot of shenanigans in that show. Actually, she did a lot. She gossiped a lot. She was always backbiting with Nkabi and her group of gossips, But it's part of the show. Actually, everybody comes
Yeah.
in with their own strategy and how they will play it and win. I know that despite everything, there are still a section of people who will like that, let me say, that small jara of gossip that she brought into the show and all those actions she brought in. There are a set of people that will like it. In fact, I started liking her because of whenever I watch your reviews, there's always this part of where she's gossiping with Ntabi, she's talking about this and all that, But what really got me was that day Biggie brought their family members on stage. And
Yeah.
maybe she saw her child, started crying. I felt it that day. My heart, I know, I felt it. I didn't even know she had a child, not until that day. So I think that day, that day, Biggie brought videos of their families. I feel that that thing happened, endeared most people's heart more to her
I think so too.
for the fact that she's a mother. And yes, for the fact that she's a mother, and most women will we didn't even know she's a mother, and she's like this. That expression on her face that day, it really got to a lot of people. It got to a lot of people
Yeah.
that day, and I think it's one of the things that boosted people wanting to vote for and wanting her to win.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then also she been, Gloria, in Nigerian, the spiritual, the importance we place on people who are in quote spiritual. Anybody who is a pastor, an imam, a native doctor, you know, there's this level of respect. They usually put them there, up there. So I believe that's also one of the reasons why she won. Some of the people who see her as a role model, people who like her, and people who follow her teachings on Instagram and other social media, seeing her there, they will definitely want her to win. So I'm not seeing any spirituality in this. Some people are saying that she used her spiritual powers to command the voting. No, no. Her composure in the house, her character, her demeanor, her everything, including who she is, a Sangoma, made her to win. Yes, not necessarily. I want you to understand, not necessarily using that, not necessarily using her power or her, not necessarily using voodoo to compel people to vote, but her charisma, her composure, and her beauty too, you know, attracted a lot of people to her. So I feel she deserves it, since she was the last woman standing. And in all sincerity, Mpho Abadimo has gone through a lot in that show. They were nominating her for eviction back to back, week in, week out. I believe probably it's just 1 or 2 weeks that she was not nominated for eviction. So with all those things, you know, there are also a section of the audience that want to always pity anybody that they see that they keep nominating. These people actually hate this person, so they want to pity the person and all that. So she got votes on all around. Those who value her beauty, those who value her spirituality, those who also gave her votes for pity and all those things. So I'm happy that she won, and I'm really happy. And I pray that the issue now is, I pray she keeps up the good character, utilizes that money well. That's another thing. Some of them, once they win the money, they just lavish it, and before you know what's happening, they're back to square one. I just pray that she utilizes it well, and I really wish her the best, and I'm so happy that she won. So that's my 2 cents contribution.
Thank you so much, Neil. That was more than a 2 cents, and you made a very valid point, which I'm going to come back and touch upon, about the level of respect and regard, reverence that is given to spiritual leaders in Africa, not just even in Nigeria, but in Africa generally. Africa is a spiritual, continent. So people really reverence spirituality a lot. It's like a pastor being on the show. People are really eager to know what the pastor wants to do. So they will want to keep that pastor to the end, and just see how it goes. We're going to come back and touch upon that. Yolanda, you're welcome.
Hello, Glory. I come back.
I don't even want to ask you what your reaction is, because I know you've been going hard from the blue.
But we all knew that Mpho was gonna win. But okay,
we all didn't know. We all didn't know. There were other contenders. You knew. We all didn't know.
Oh yes. Anyway, her winning, I would say it was because of her personality and her beauty. It wasn't because she was a Sangoma. It wasn't. If anything, that thing of her being a Sangoma, it played against her. Because where we stay in South Africa, we still have a division in people who believe in traditional things, and people who call themselves Christians and see these traditional things as being demonic and stuff like that. So even I myself, I won't lie, I come from a family that is in favor with Christianity over traditional things, in where my family understands that, what is this thing? They watched the show. They were like, why do you like this girl so much? I mean, like, she has so many tattoos and she's very vocal about her spirituality and stuff. So for me to have, like, what is this thing, to have voted the way that I did for her, it wasn't because of that. Like, that for me, that played against her, honestly, because a lot of people were like, she's demonic, she's a witch. Even the housemates in the house, they referred to her as a witch, and they had all these conspiracies about her. So for me, I would say, I'm still saying it's her personality. Yeah, more her beauty. Yeah. She's pretty. She has a beautiful body. She's energetic and stuff like that. And the fact that she never gave up, as much as she didn't win these veto powers and, head of house challenges and all those things, for the fact that you could tell that this woman wants to go home and she's really crying. is not having the time of her life. That's what attracted me to her, because even from day one, I was Themba's fan. I don't want to lie. I thought Themba was gonna win, but as the weeks progressed, she brought me over with her personality and her persistence, and also how she handled the whole Libo situation. She wasn't childish about it at all. If it was me, I don't know how I would have handled it, but the way she did, and how they are still cool, but you can still feel some underlying tension between them, but they still cool. There's no bad blood. They're very mature. They're very mature.
I totally agree with you. However, there's a misconception I think I need to erase from my perspective, anyways. People were saying that, oh, Mpho actually won because she's beautiful. And I beg to differ that this season of Big Brother Zambia, there were people that, I'm sorry, more beautiful than Mpho in my eyes. There were people that had more beautiful skin, more beautiful, more eye candy kind of look. I mean, there was Acacia. If you're talking about that housemate that had that body, that skin, there was Acacia. But Acacia was evicted early. If you're looking for someone that's more curvaceous, there was Dinky. If you're looking for someone that is on the plus size and still rocking it as a superstar, there was Yoli. If you're looking for someone that is as slim as a model and still rocking it, there was Pato. I mean, the selection of the females this season, it was quite delicious. If I were a guy, I would default for choice because there would be so many people to look at that would be pleasing to my eyes. The aesthetic was quite pleasing, right? Mpho was not the only person that was actually aesthetically pleasing to watch. So I think, other things added, personality, the kind of game she plays. And I also heard that most South Africans that watch red TV shows like this, they like, that kind of gossip that causes trouble, that makes the show more exciting. And she tended to bring a lot of that kind of drama. But for me, she's more beautiful part. I think people need to clamp down on that. It's redundant now because we're talking about beauty. Beauty was everywhere in Biggie's house. But let me not waste your time. Let me move on to persistence. Hi, persistence. Hi. Can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Mike. Hi, Glory.
Oh, yes, can hear you now. How are you?
Okay, I think it's not about the beauty that led Mpho to win, in my own opinion. What I think is it's only because she was the only outstanding lady in the final. I think that what made her to be more victorious over Gershwin and Themba. In my humble opinion, I still believe that if maybe there were 2 or 3 ladies, you couldn't see Mpho winning. But anyway, I'm happy for Mpho. She really deserves to be a winner indeed. Then the other thing is, I also feel as if this. I tried my best to watch this show being an open-minded person, and I could switch from being a voter from one individual to the next during a week, depending on their performance. Unlike from Big Brother Niger, that usually do I wasn't rooted to one contestant. But concerning the question, I still feel as if maybe if let's say another woman in the final, I could still feel maybe Gershwin or Themba. Between those 2, that's when I could see someone becoming a winner from them. That's all I can add to this.
Okay, thank you very much, persistent. I'm reading someone's comment here. This person is Memory Moyo. Memory said Mpho used the gossip strategy to communicate with the audience. She used to tell us what we didn't see, and it worked for her. Memory, thank you so much for that apt description of Mpho's gossip strategy. That is spot on. And I totally agree. And I'm going to tell you something. Compared to Big Brother Niger season 5, the lockdown season, we had a housemate that was doing the same thing that Mpho was doing. That was Brighto. Yes, Brighto, aka Lord Baelish. And it was quite sad that Brighto did not start with that character from the beginning of the show. It started in, I think, week 4 or week 5 Yes. And so it was when people were already warming up to him. But at that point in time, it was sad that he was up on for eviction against stronger contender. And so he was evicted. So imagine if he had started that gossip strategy and that instigator strategy from the beginning of the show. Trust me, I feel like Brazil would have lasted on the show. And I think that was exactly what Mpho actually did, using that strategy of gossiping. Although, in my opinion, some of those gossips, which seemed like she was giving us information about things we were not seeing in the house, some of them came across as malicious. But we're just going to leave it right there in the house because it was a game, right? So she played her game, she played her strategy. Her strategy was to do all of that, and hey, it led her to being the champion of the season, anyways. But thank you so much, Memory, for bringing that on. Let me read this other comment before I move on to the next speaker. Sombo Chiva said, Dori, I hope you get Mpho herself to come and educate the people on being a sangoma so that the stigma can be removed. Honestly, if you can help me to send that message to Mpho herself to, accept my request when I send my request, that would be simply amazing. The thing about getting most of these housemates onto my channel is that they are very busy, and some of their fans that feel like Glory does not like them go ahead to tell them not to come to my channel to have a conversation with me. And to be very honest, I actually don't give an actual F. So the show continues, but I'm going to send a request to her. I would really love to have that conversation with her because I really want to learn, from the South African culture. The Sangoma culture, it is something that is very much relatable with what we have here in Nigeria. It is something I would really love to learn more about. So I'm going to send a request to her, and I would also appreciate it if you guys that are fans also go ahead and extend that invitation to her. She's very much welcome here when she's ready, right? So thank you very much for putting that out there. So let me move on to the next speaker. I'm trying to get your name. Cynthia. Hi, Cynthia.
Hi, Glory. Good evening.
Good evening. You look tired. Sorry, I stressed
Yes, I'm
you
a
out.
little bit
I know you're
tired.
just returning from work.
Yes. I'm
Oh,
calling
but really,
from
I appreciate
Ghana.
you still coming through,
Okay,
even though you're tired.
sure.
Thank you so much.
Okay. I'm calling
Okay.
from Ghana. Yeah.
Hi.
Okay,
Okay, nice. Welcome.
Mpho's winning. It's okay though, but I just think the winning is not only about the underground gang. Yes, the underground gang is a big fan base and all that, but Samaritans and Treasures and other fan bases like Nali's fan base, who doesn't like Temba, and other fan base. Because if Temba had chosen Gershwin and Mpho or Terry and Tamara, he would have gotten a little bit of Libo's vote. But here, Temba had no alliance. Gershwin could have tapped votes from what's her name, Tato's fan base. There's Tashwan. See, so Mpho or whatever, Mpho won, and it's good. But it's not only the underground gang. She had alliances. People hated Temba on Twitter. They really did.
But
So yeah.
I think we should even have that conversation again. I know I mentioned it on my video earlier today, but I think we should mention it. I think it's high time people learned to respectfully separate the game from sentiment.
Yes.
In my humble
Yes.
opinion, Heba played a fantastic game.
Exactly.
His selection of the people he saved to the top 5 for his own
Was
game,
strategic.
it was a perfect selection. Because to be very honest, guys, come on. Imagine if Temba had chosen someone like Sis Tamara.
Yeah.
Temba probably would have been the first person to be kicked out. I mean, let's look at it from that perspective, right? It's a game at the end of the day. It's not a game of sentiment. Yes, Tato and Sister Mara, they were the last 2 people standing before Temba emerged the ultimate veto power holder. So what people expected that, out of pity, Temba should have chosen Sister Mara and Tato. No, that's wrong. People should, erase that kind of thinking from their mindset.
Exactly.
It's a very flawed way of thinking. Because number one, this is the game. Every housemate, they went into that house as an individual. They didn't go into that house with friends or family. That is why when Sister Mara did what she did with Tato and Vinyl, we were all excited about it. The only thing we're actually
Yes.
offended with was the flimsy excuses he was giving to explain his reasons. And we're like, nobody asked you. You did what you did because it is a game and it should be done. That is what you should do as a gamer. So people dragging tools and dragging Temba and saying, "Oh, Temba allow people to hate." No, I feel like that's flawed.
Yeah.
Yolanda, please go ahead.
Glory, it wasn't just about his decisions to take Tools and Ulibo to the finals. It was how cocky he got during that. Like it was like whenever he says something, he wants it to be right. The way he was speaking about previous housemates that were kicked out, it's what turned people against him. And he's forgetting that when someone's fave comes out, people are gonna start looking at who am I gonna vote for between the people that are still left in the house. That's where he was wrong. If he was humble and he was, you know what, this Dracula, I do feel like he still would have had a chance to win. It wasn't just about him swapping Limo and Tools. It was how he narrated some of the things that transpired in the house, how he made fun of some of the other housemates, how sure he was. One thing about South Africans that I know of that I've realized in terms of votes and stuff like that, South Africans will humble you. Whether it be idols, whether it be Big Brother, as long as South Africans need to vote, if they see that you're getting cocky or that you feel like you're going to win, they will humble you. And this is not the first time that they've done this. But since we are in the topic of Big Brother, I will not be referencing other shows that
Okay.
That
Hello.
This has happened to. But
okay,
I'm still saying it wasn't just that, it was how he went on.
Okay, I think Yolanda's network is actually fluctuating. But Yolanda, if you can hear her, thank you so much for that explanation. I think I agree with you to some extent, and I think we've talked about this before that Temba and Gashwan, when they open their mouth, the things that comes out of their mouth, it is very offensive. It's very annoying. The disregard for the gender, not just females now, but also men. You know, they just disregard people like that. And I think I also saw that to a greater extent from two. They have this very, very egocentric way of viewing things in the house. And I will always restrict it to the house because I don't know these people from outside, right? Gashon will always say that, oh, whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm saying, the game. This is not who I really am outside. I don't know about Temba. I don't know about tools. But Yolanda, I actually agree with you based on that. That Temba turned quite cocky. Yeah, in this final week, he turned cocky, and sometimes you won't blame him. Sometimes his cockiness came from tools. Tools, the moment he noticed or realized that he was in the top five, his arrogance just came in full swing. And that was why at every point in time you see Tools and Temba going at loggerheads. You see them going, attacking each other. Most of the time, Tools attacking Temba. It was like he was trying to tell him that, oh, he had this sense of entitlement that, yes, you saved me through to top five. I deserve it because we had an alliance. So the way he was doing it too was quite offensive, was very annoying. Libo was actually the only person that tried to still remain grateful to Temba, you know, that, oh, dude, till forever, I still appreciate that you saved me and took me to the finals, right? But Tools was very offensive as well. So, Yolanda, I agree with you based on that. Thank you very much for bringing that explanation as well. So we have other people here. Mello, hi Mello. Hi Mello.
Hello. Hello.
Melu.
Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, I can hear you. Good evening.
Evening. I'm very happy that Mpho won. Not only did she win, but she showed for
Wow. Your network
people who are
connection.
traditional herbalists. There's Amagedla. You can't hear me.
Okay, I can hear you. Okay, go on, go on.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
so she showed that we are also people, and people shouldn't be shocked if they see us at Groove or anywhere or on TV. So in terms of them saying she won because of ancestors, we had Libu who was also open about him having a calling, you know, and
The stigma
people
can
in South Africa are not as
help me
welcoming
to
when you have a gift. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go on, go
People
on.
in South Africa are not as welcoming when you have a gift. So I think she won because of her personality and because majority of people could relate with her emotional roller coaster. She cried, she used to gossip, she was relatable. She showed that she was human and she was not perfect. And I think a lot of people warmed up to her because of the bashing that happened after what happened between her and Libo. Because there was where he was like, she has dark energies and all of that. And in terms of celebrities, we do have celebrities that are sangomas that were supporting Utemba. Do you understand? We do have celebrities that are famous that were supporting other housemates. So it can't be because of ancestors, because as a healer, you don't heal yourself. You heal other people and not yourself. You don't know majority of things that happen in terms of yourself. So I do not believe with the narrative that they are saying.
Thank you very much, Melo. You know, this your perspective is quite interesting. I mean, it goes to show that even in South Africa, there are different ways of viewing the title, the status, and the role of a Sangoma. So there's that section of the people that highly revere Sangomas, right? Like they respect them, they elevate them so much. And just as you
Mm.
just said, there's also that segment of the people that do not really regard them like that and would rather give their sentiments to people that are not sangomas, right? Okay, that is quite interesting. I mean, for the
Yes.
people that are attending on this live stream right now, if you have a contrary opinion to what Melo just said, please click on the link and I will drop the link right now and join us to have this conversation. Okay, so we have Freeman. I'm trying to get your name correct. Freeman. Hi, Freeman. Cosmic Freeman. Are you there? I can't hear you. Let me see. Oh, you're muted. Let me unmute you. Hi, Freeman. Can you hear me now? Oh no. Oh no. Okay. So let me just go ahead and talk to Desire. Hi, Desire. You are I can't hear you. I can't hear you. We can't hear you. No, we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Let's
Can't
go
hear
to the
you.
next person.
Okay. Let me remove you and add you again. Okay? Desire, I'm going to remove you. Okay, just it. So I'm adding you again. Hi, Tremopat, you're welcome. I'm coming to you right now. Desire, can you hear me? Whoa, guys, can you hear Desire? I don't know if I'm the only one that
Yes.
cannot hear him. You can't hear him, right?
No, we can't hear
No, we
him.
can't hear him.
We can't hear
We
him.
can't hear him.
So maybe
So
okay,
maybe, okay,
remove
remove
your
your
headphones from your gadgets and let's see if we can hear you. No,
no,
we can't hear
we
you.
can't hear you.
We can't.
Okay, Desire, do us a favor, try to fix your audio and please definitely come back. Trey Mofat, let's have this conversation. How are you? You're excited or you are not excited?
Hi,
Huh?
Glory. Glory,
Hi,
hi. How are you? I've
I am
missed
fine.
you.
I've missed you a lot.
Is there
You,
someone
the
else?
house,
Just me.
everything in that place. Okay.
You know?
Okay. I'm talking from Kenya.
I know,
I'm
and I love you for
oh,
joining us.
I was just taking my baby to bed so that I can
Oh,
talk to you.
thank
Now,
you. Thank you.
for us, it was so unfortunate you are not being able to watch that show. But with you, all the talks, the conversation, it's like I've been following it from day one to end. And for me, I wanted Gershwin to win.
Okay,
but
okay.
but it's okay. Mpho won, and that was good because a woman winning, it's good for me also. It's still
Okay.
okay. You know why I wanted Gershwin to win? It's because the way Temba and Libo, Tools, the way guys used to take Gershwin, like let we put him up. Always, always, always he was up. So that was the reason for me. Let him win so that they can feel, oh, the pinch, that hint of, he has won. So he was doing something. That's what the
Mm,
reason why I wanted Gershwin to win.
mm.
And let's go back to Tacha. You have said you're going to talk of Tacha. I'm waiting for that one also.
I'm gonna talk about it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm
That
waiting for
one, I'm
the
gonna talk
that
about it on a
conversation.
separate video. I'm going to talk about it on a separate. It's a full-blown conversation, so I'm not going to
Oh,
talk about it here. Tonight is for
okay.
poll for the top five, right? So I'm going to talk
Okay.
about it. But thank you so much. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really seeing Gershwin fans on this channel. Are people running away or what? Where are they? People should come
They're
out.
fearing. They're scared. Tell them not to be scared. Let them
No,
talk. It's okay.
they
Not
shouldn't
to
be
win is
scared.
still okay.
No, but they shouldn't be scared. I mean, this is an open space. If I say something and they don't agree, of course, they can always counter back. But it's okay. Let me welcome back Cosmic Man. You're welcome back. We could not hear you
Hi,
before, but we're happy
Joey.
you're back.
Thank you. Thank
Hi.
you. Hi. Can you hear me?
Perfectly. Perfectly.
For me, I'm still hurt because I wanted Temba to win. And I'm still recovering from the shock.
We
I'm
are
not
many.
even second. How? And I'm like, normally
Look
you don't
at
know that people
Global.
voting for
You see
Mpho.
that girl wearing glasses?
You
You
see
see
that
that
one?
girl wearing
Yeah.
That
glasses?
guy.
She's a full fan.
See like this.
Oh, okay. I can see. But I'm wondering if the girls also came out to vote because, like, I don't know. I'm hurt because I thought Temba was going to win. But anyway, it's good. Impo is quite intelligent. Like, looking from the attacks and all the things they were doing in the house, she's intelligent, she's smart. The only thing I didn't like about her is the gossips and lies. But, she was
Mm.
good. So it's good. It's good
And
she
hating on
Yeah.
won.
Libo.
But I'm still
Yeah.
hurt because I wanted Temba to win. But it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Talking about the family shout out that the housemates got, I think on Monday. Um, I was also touched, yes. And even though Mpho cried, I was really touched seeing Mpho break down like that, as a mother. But the person's family story or shout out that really broke me completely was Temba's son. And to be
Yeah.
very honest, it was because of Temba's son, not just the fact that Temba took the first hour, to emerge the ultimate little power older, but because of his son's tears, I wanted Temba to win. But then I had to remind myself that, okay, Temba is not the only person that actually has a son. I mean,
Mpho.
Mpho also has a son. And the difference was just that Mpho's son did not really talk. He was not given a script to say or given a chance to say something. But then Temba's son was given a chance. So it just goes to show that we are all human after all. That no
Yeah.
matter how dirty, what kind of dirty games the housemates were playing inside the house, Biggie bringing their family on our screen, it just decided to touch that part of us that helps us to remember that these people, even though they are objects of entertainment, objects of whatever excitement on this reality TV show, they are actually human after all. So for me, I think it was just that Temple song tear. It really appealed to me as a human. And for that, I really thought that Temba was going to win. But then Mpho won, and it's fine. It's okay. So let's quickly move on
Fine,
to
it's
this
fine.
woman that is Mpho's fan that went to make her hair on Saturday. And this Nilam literally went to go and do ponytail on Saturday because she wanted to prepare herself for a victory dance. Hi, Nilam.
Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Like Nilam literally went for a spa treatment.
Network.
Ah?
Network. Hey, enemies of Mpho.
No, we are not enemies.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay, I don't even need to ask you how you feel. I know how you feel. But just for the sake of ceremony, just tell us how you feel.
Yeah, extremely happy.
Okay.
We won. We did it. Underground gang. It's not easy. No, really, it's not easy. Every one of them, Nale, Dinky, they all deserve to win. There is no criteria for anyone to win. Play your game well. Sell it to us, the audience. If we love it, if we like it, we buy it, we vote for you. That is just it. Everyone there has a story. Everyone there has a story. They have the need for the money. But if you play your game well, give us the best. Anything can attract anyone to any favorite, any housemates. So she did her game well. Whether she gossips or lies, it was permitted in the game at some point. Whether she did it before it was permitted or not, it's a human factor. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but everyone is prone to a flaw. Just cherish it. It's your flaw, embrace it, work on it. That's the best of it. So, Underground gang, we did it. We are happy. We've gotten it. Don't worry. Yeah, we are safe. Oh, see my Mpho fan. Ooh, yeah. Oh, the party was a bit boring, but man, the mid party, I enjoyed it. Oh, man, I'm doing facial, so I can just go meet Mpho.
This is your shoulder right now. This is your shoulder right now. Your shoulder is like this right now.
So high. Like, I don't want to, expose it too much so that it won't be as if we overcrowded other fans. But I'm just saying, I love my favorite. She played her game well, but she was not the best strategy for me, regardless. But we did it. I'm bad. We did it for Mpho. That's the thing. The fans were out to vote. If they had done best, I'm very sure Gershwin would have won. But we still did it. We are proud. We won it. My fellow Mpho gang, thank you. Hi, we there.
Okay, calm down. Breathe. Breathe.
By the way, there's mineral for everyone. No, there's mineral. I don't know if you care. You can come over to Nigeria. Free drinks.
Like, Neon, you're so freaking savage. Look at the way you're rubbing it in.
I'm just saying. If you mind, I could show you a lot. It's blocked. Eyes. Anyhow you want it. Just go back. Hey, my baby won. You don't get it. Like, no. I don't want other fans feeling, you get it. Lucretia is not here. She would have backed me up and me, but it's just me. So I'm good to go.
Let me ask you a question. So you and Desire, it's as if both of you planned it. If we came with chilled water and chilled to come and flaunt, to come and show us that your faith won. My God.
We did it. It's not easy. We host this week. This month is for us. Underground gang. This week, enjoyment. You can see me doing Enjoyment all through is not easy. Desiree, are you in Nigeria or where? South Africa? I think I need to come over to South Africa. Like,
I'm in
let me
SA. I'm
see
in
you.
South Africa, Johannesburg.
Ah,
Come
okay.
through.
Thank God.
Come
Finally, we
through.
can hear Desire's
Slow.
voice. Desire, let's hear your own. Thank God you're back. We can
um.
hear you loud and clear.
Oh, awesome! I had to change earphones and get these ones.
Great. Great.
I think for me, Mpho was just her gossips were everything. I think her gossip
Wow.
sessions really gave us what we were thinking, and the fact that someone was brave enough to actually say it. I think for me, that's what drove me to Mpho because she gave us the tea at the end of the day, and everybody
Yeah.
else was gossiping. And can
Yes.
you just speak about how annoying that Dracula accent was
Why are you doing
getting
that?
towards the end? I could not stand
Why are you doing
hearing
that to
it
cover your
for
baby? That's good.
any longer, So
It
I
was
think
annoying.
for me, towards the end, I really fell in love with Mpho. I really got to understand her, and especially that moment with her son. I think that was the moment for most people that was like, okay, she's in it for her son. Because even when Timber asked, when she was like, she's doing it for her son, blah 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 blah, and then when we actually saw that she actually is, I think that's when it connected and it became beautiful to see
Yeah.
that this is a mother wanting to win this money. And the Sangoma thing, I really honestly feel like it did play a role, especially when Libo stole that ibai, we call it ibai. Ibai is a very sacred piece of fabric, and I feel like when he stole that, it really made a lot of people upset. Me personally, I also felt very upset. I feel like it's so disrespectful. You can steal anything else, but you don't touch that fabric. You really don't.
Okay. Desire,
Mm.
I am
Yes.
really happy that you brought up that conversation. I think it's something we
Mm,
should
mm,
talk about. So the question
mm,
is, right? And this is me asking out of ignorance and also
mhm,
knowledge of the
mhm,
game, of the show. Okay? So this is what I think I know and what I think I am sure of. People audition to go for Big Brother. I'm gonna use Big Brother Nigeria now as an
mhm,
example, right? So, take for instance, with Big Brother Nigeria, they have a rule book, and I've never seen the rule book,
mhm,
but from what has been quoted in the house, some of the rules state that people should respect people's ideology, people's beliefs, people's religions, right? People should respect that. That is there. Now, for Big Brother and Zambi, I don't know what's in the rule book, but
mm,
Big Brother gave Libo a task, a secret task, and he specifically instructed Libo to go after things of sentimental value. Now, you
mm,
and I, we've watched the show from day one, from day zero, and we can categorically state that for each of the 20 housemates, this particular thing holds sentimental value to each and every one of them,
mm,
right? Yes. Now, if you were to steal something from Mpho as per Big Brother's instruction, because Big Brother was very specific, and he went as far as using Tulsi's brown jersey as an
mm,
example. Now, that goes to show what Big Brother means by something of sentimental value, right? In that
mm,
house, we've never seen tools hold anything dear because number one, tools do not even come with a lot of clothes to the
mm,
house. Yeah. Not I'm not saying this as an insult, but it's what is obvious. And he said it that
mm,
he's a man's man. He's a man to the end. That is how men are. As a man, you say, okay, babe, let's go on vacation. The guy will carry maybe 3 pieces of clothes. The girl will carry 3 boxes. That's how most men operate. Most men they don't really care about carrying things like that. But you
mm,
know that in that house, that brown jersey, even though Tools does not have a lot of clothes in that house, you see that brown jersey, he does not mind repeating it 5 times a week. So that was how even Big Brother himself knew that that was something of sentimental value. That was why
mm,
Big Brother had to ask Tool about the brown jersey. And then he opened up that, oh, my grandmother made it for me. It's my good luck charm. It is a thing of sentimental value, right? So same thing went for the rest of the housemates. Same thing went for even Libo himself. I heard that Libo too was also a sangoma, but not a practicing sangoma, right? So when Libo was executing that act, he also picked his own prayer cloth, right? He did. He picked Tato's prayer garment, right?
Okay,
He picked so you know that Libo has picked
I
it from everybody.
the work that Mpho is doing is very sacred. You don't play when it comes to ancestors. Well, that's how most of us are raised. Like when it comes to ancestral things and that type of stuff, you don't interfere or interrupt. You give it the respect that it deserves.
Okay, let
You
me
know,
ask you this question now.
mm,
You communicate with the ancestor. Your work
mm-hmm,
is very sacred, and you
mm,
are going for a show like Big Brother and Zambi, knowing fully well that you have to do the most extreme whilst on the show. I'm
mm,
sorry to say now, this is not me about to judge Mpho or drag Mpho. Why will
no.
someone who is a contact, a bridge between the ancestors and the human beings on earth, go for a show that requires you to be naked during shower hour? No, wait, let me ask the question completely, then you speak.
But nudity
So
is not
why
a bad
would
thing.
sorry?
But continue. I said continue. But nudity is not
Okay.
really a bad thing. But
No, I'm
continue.
just asking. I'm just asking.
Mm-hmm,
And I'll tell you why I'm using those as an example, right? We are all
mm-hmm,
Africans. The only difference
mm-hmm,
is I'm from Nigeria, you are from South Africa. Now, in Nigeria,
mm-hmm,
if you call yourself a spiritual leader, it means you have to be sacred. You need to cover yourself. You are held as someone that is very, very sacred and supreme. You are revered almost like a god for those people
mm,
who are fanatics or maybe strong
mm.
believers
I
in
think I
religion
think that I
and
think
everything.
can I respond? I think
No, I'm
maybe
not
that's the
done.
you're not
I'm
done.
not even
Okay.
yes. If I'm
Okay.
not done, you won't understand my question, right? And don't get me
You're
wrong,
saying
I
so
am not
much.
no, I'm not being judgmental. I'm not being
No, no,
judgmental.
it's fine. You
Okay.
can continue. It's that my
Okay.
brain, I'm trying to process everything that you're saying.
Process your answer and prepare it so that you can fire me properly. Okay. So let me just fire the question straight up, right? Mpho is not the only spiritual person in the house, right? Even Libo himself is
Mpho
a
is the only
spiritual
one who has
man.
gone through an initiation process where certain things have to be done. The
How are you
initiation
sure that
process,
other people have not gone through a certain level of initiation?
because they don't have the title of being Isangoma. Once you have that title, it means you've gone through rigorous training. You've sacrificed, you've
What if
slaughtered,
they
you've
decided not to say it on the show? What if they decided to keep quiet about it?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know, if I'm being honest. But
Okay.
what I can say is the fact that she made it public, she made it be known. And we understand the type of training that she has to go through. Her receiving that garment itself has a lot of there's a symbol, there's some depth behind that. I'm not that well in tune when it comes to Umgoma, the philosophy of Umgoma and that healing practice. All I know from how I was raised and how my family understands African spirituality and healing in the context of Umgoma, you just don't play with those things. You just give it that respect that it deserves. Like everything else aside, just give it that respect. I think you just
Okay,
give
let
it
me ask
that
you my final
respect.
question. Let me ask you
Mm.
my final question because it looks like I'm putting you on the spot. You are a
You
man of
are.
faith. I'm not.
You're drilling
Let me
me.
just
I don't
let
have
me
the
let me just
answers.
talk about
I
it.
don't have the answers,
Okay.
Gloria. I
No,
just feel like he shouldn't have touched that. Like, if there
okay,
was
no,
one
no.
thing
It's
he
a
shouldn't have
simple
touched.
question. It's a
Mm,
simple
mm,
question. If you were legal and you were given that
mm,
task, what would you have taken from the stage? And mind you, you don't live inside the house. You can only make your judgment on what you
mm-hmm.
see, right? So if you were legal and were given that task, what would you have taken from the
Mm-hmm.
stage that is of sentimental
I
value
would have
to her?
taken her, as problematic as it is, I would have taken her black lingerie that she usually showers with. I think that's one thing I would have taken. I don't know. I know it's problematic. I know, but I wouldn't have touched that. That's the one thing I wouldn't have touched.
You've lost this argument with me. I win.
It's not an
No,
Gloria.
no,
I
no, no,
understand.
no,
I understand where
no.
you're coming from, Gloria. But from me, from how I was raised, I don't have the answers as to why. But I was just taught that Ngoma, you respect that. You don't play when it comes to things that are related to the ancestors. You respect Umsamo. All those things, you have to present yourself in a certain way when you touch those garments. That's just how I was raised. So I don't have all the philosophical answers because I don't practice that fully, because I practice a mix between Christianity and that spirituality. I'm not involved heavily on one side. But from how I was raised, how my parents instilled those lessons to me, I would have never touched Ipai. I would have never.
You know
I'm
what,
sorry.
Desire? I need to give you some accolades because I understand that putting you on the spot, but it's just
Mm.
banter. Since you
Yeah, yeah.
appreciate you are a human being. I love the fact that you are really standing up for what you mean and what you
Mm.
support about it. So let me give you some love. Okay, there's someone that has a lot of noise in their background. Do you want to mute yourself? I don't want to mute anybody. So just go ahead and mute yourself. Hey, somebody wants to scatter my camera.
It's people at the bottom.
Okay, I think I am. Tasha, that was you. Sorry, I had to mute you. There was too much noise in your background. All right, but Desire, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And listen, I respect your belief. All right, no arguments to that. I respect your
Mm,
belief,
mm,
but it's fine, it's fine. But I just wanted people to understand that in Biggie's house, everything is zeroed to a game.
mm.
And people should learn not to take things too personal. Do you understand? Yeah,
There's two
because
ways you can view this.
yeah, exactly. There are two
Mm.
ways, of course. And
If
I
you were,
actually I respect the feeling and sentiment of that segment of the viewing audience that felt offended by what Libo did. But I also wish they would also understand that there are other reality TV shows that worse have been done.
mm.
Yes, there are other reality TV shows that contestants go to the show with a Bible or a Quran and they've been taken away from them. Why? Just to create a level playing field for other people that have other religious beliefs. Do you
I get
understand?
what you're saying.
So,
I get you
exactly,
completely. Like your point is
exactly.
completely valid. I just don't have the answers to give you. Like
No,
I
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
don't.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said I
Mm,
respect you. Yeah, for real.
mm, mm, mm,
Thanks.
mm.
So let it not look like I'm actually ignoring the beautiful Zama here. Zama, thank you so much for your patience. I can see you've been nodding your head when you agree and shaking your head when you don't. Let's hear from you, please.
Yeah, yeah, I'm hearing my brother here. Like if you said that they shouldn't have taken the cloth, which means you are saying that Mpho supposed to be treated special. You
Oh,
understand? Yes, because like in the house is big brother's rules. You understand? So there is no need for people to be taking what happened to Mpho personal. Even Mpho herself supposed to understand. As Glory said that when you go there, there's a book for rules. You understand? Even for her, I actually agree with even for her to even like being naked as a sangoma, that means that she was ready to take any risk. You understand?
exactly.
To be there, you get.
Yeah.
So that one is not even an issue. And then I even forget why I came in. Why I came in is that we cannot like ignore the fact that Mpho being a sangoma also play a role for her to win. The reason why I'm saying that in South Africa we are divided. We have strong Christianity, excuse me, and then we also have strong Sangoma belief. You understand? When I saw Mpho like in the show, I said this lady she stand a good chance of winning. In South Africa, we respect Sangomas. At the same time, people they hate Sangomas. You understand? So if you are a Sangoma, you have that respect. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And in South Africa, we also went through this thing of like people they are abusing Sangoma so much. to understand that they are killing them. So when Mpho
Wow.
entered the house, yes. So when Mpho entered the house and they were mistreating her, you understand? She was crying that hey, they don't like me, they are calling me names, I'm a witch and all that. You understand? Yes. People they want to prove that Sangomas they are human beings. So that one alone, people they will vote for her. That we want to show good this person, she's also a human being. You understand? For example, if Temba chose Tamara, do you know good Tamara stand a chance of winning because of what is happening in South Africa? You understand? Of this thing of gays being killed and all that. So
Yeah.
yes, she did play the game, but being a Sangoma also played a role in her winning. I'm not saying that in her ancestors, no,
Yeah.
because even there are Christians there that are praying. God is there, ancestors
Yeah.
are there. You understand? But for the fact she's a Sangoma, people they want to prove a point that this person she can be a Sangoma and she can also be a human being. So that's what I wanted to. That's what I wanted to say that for her to being a Sangoma also play a role on her winning because we respect Sangomas in South Africa. We also hate Sangomas. So it's divided. It's divided. You know, it's divided. You understand? So that's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Zama. And you know
Please
what you
ask
just
her which
explained,
one.
you just brought
See
to
our
mind.
fan. See our fan, which is the gas start.
Sorry?
Sorry, what
I
did you
didn't
say,
hear you.
Mira? I think our network is jammed. Okay, Zama, I was about to explain something that I really appreciate you for bringing that, that disparity between those who like Tango Mother. Because if you
Yeah.
remember, when Mpho was sharing her story, I really
Uh,
cried for her that day. Because
yes.
the experience she has had as a
Mm,
Sangoma is that of hate, that of
yes.
stigma. People have judged her, hated on her,
Yes.
called her all sorts of names. And I feel like that story really touched the segment of those people that actually love and respect Sangoma. So
Yes.
I agree with you guys when you say that our role as a Sangoma also plays, you know,
Yes.
so
It
to have
did
it.
play a
And
role.
yeah, to remove, let's remove that misconception of magic. Would that you use
Yeah,
magic or
no. It's
voodoo?
not
I
magic.
don't think it's
Yeah.
about that.
No,
Yeah,
it's not
because
about
if we
magic.
are talking
Because
about
like
that,
if we say it now, if we say that now it's magic, which means we are saying that God is not there. You
yes,
understand?
because
Which is
that
there are
one
people that
prays
were
every
Christians
morning.
there. You understand? They were
Hmm.
also praying, you know? The people who were Christian, they were also praying. But
Yeah,
it's not about her being like maybe you went and maybe do some magic or what. No. Yes, she won. She played a game. But
yeah,
we cannot deny the fact that her being a Sangoma also play a role in her winning.
yeah. I agree
Yeah.
with you because look at Temba. Temba is an ex-pastor. He used to be
Yes.
a pastor. He said he was a pastor for
Yes.
7 years. And
Yes.
this week, Temba was more spiritual. I mean, the last week, Temba was more spiritual than ever. He was literally singing hymns. He was literally praying to God. Like Jesus was always meditating. And what's his name? Food was also meditating. Gershwin, that one became a priest in the house. He was literally praying every time. I mean, these people were praying. And surely
Yeah.
they were praying to God. So if people
Yes.
say that, oh, she won because she's a Sangoma, she needs a Sangoma powers, and
No.
people are literally
No.
saying that the ancestors are more powerful than God. Now
No.
that's another argument for another day. So I
Yes.
feel like we
Yes.
should just zero down to her role as stated, and
Yes.
also the societal, I don't know, should I say stigma? Yes, that kind of helped her to invest in the emotional bank of the viewing audience that loves Sangomas. They probably wanted to prove a point that Sangomas too are human.
Yeah.
Sangomas too, they deserve to win.
Yes. For you to even like see if you remember when she had a problem with Dinky Please. Do you remember what happened there? How she spoke with Dinky Please and like you could see after she sat down with Dinky they spoke. Oh, Dinky now started having that respect for Mpho. She was even saying that I want you to help me with my journey and all that. You understand? So
Yeah.
that is yes, that is the respect that Sangomas have in South Africa. At the same
Yeah.
time in the hate, but they do respect them in South Africa.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you very much, Zama. I can see
Thank
Lucia
you.
here, but before we move on to the future, let's quickly give Tasha the floor to speak. Tasha, thank you so much for your patience. You are a vet. So please let us know about your reaction.
Hi, Glory.
Hi.
What's the question about?
Yeah, what's your reaction to Mpho's winning? Are you excited? Are you disappointed? And do you think our status as a Sangoma played a huge role in her winning?
Honestly speaking, there I liked Mpho since the very first day she arrived in the house. Like I didn't have any negativity towards her. Though I still believe that since she was a Sangoma, I think Big Brother was supposed to lay some rules. Because, for an example, let's say there was a prophet inside the house, right? Let's say the prophet carries his own anointing oil and maybe his own Bible, as well as the way Mpho is also carrying her clothes and all that. There was gonna be a little bit of confusion because these things obviously they were gonna clash, right? So I think Big
Mm-hmm.
Brother should just take some facts. If you are a Sangoma, just come in the house as a Sangoma, not necessarily participating, talking to your ancestors when you're inside the house. Because I feel like we're still gonna have more confusion if these things keep on going. Because like the
Yeah.
housemates, the way they reacted to Mpho in the first place, they didn't really like understand. And there are some people still out there who don't understand what a Sangoma really is. So now imagine in the next Big Brother show or season, we have a Sangoma, a prophet, and maybe a gay and a lesbian also, something like that. It's gonna create a lot of confusion if they have too much freedom to do whatever they want, because they're gonna clash one another. So I'm honestly happy that Mpho won, because I think I kinda expected it and I predicted it. Yeah. So I think she won because she had like a huge fan base, but then also because of the Sangoma thing. I can't help myself but then to say that because I'm gonna give you an example. People go to seek what do you call it, love potions to sangomas, right? So I feel
Oh,
like if she can do it to someone, some sangomas can do it to her. Because like this past week, I was in Davidson, where she comes from, and the moment that I entered Davidson, everywhere was full of Mpho's. Everyone was actually wearing Mpho's shirts, like you understand. So that
wow.
really, like, she's well known where she's coming from. But then we don't
Wow.
really know if she's only well known because she's in Big Brother or because of the Sangoma part outside the house. So that's how I just say it.
Mm. Yeah. Let me quickly say something before I allow Nutrition to speak. There was something you mentioned, Tasha, and thank God you mentioned that. The first few weeks of the show, when she was kind of consulting with people, I was very uncomfortable with that because I felt like, okay, are we going to have someone that will now start reading the palms of the housemates and giving them prophecies about the future and the game? Is this right? And to be very honest, I don't really believe in that. I don't really believe that that actually works. You are in a game and then you are telling somebody that, oh, this is what's going to happen. I don't really believe in that. I don't. But just as you said, that's confusion, right? So that other contestants of the show don't really start feeling like, okay, there's some sort of preferential treatment being given to a particular housemate by virtue of who they are outside the house. At the beginning of the show, to be very frank with you, it looked like Big Brother, the organizers, they were giving him some sort of preferential treatment. And that was because she had housemates coming to her a lot. They wanted to know about their future. And even though some of them were not, I'll let you say now, right? And even though some of them were not outrightly asking her for a vision about their chances of staying on the show, the way they came about, it looked that way. And there was a lot of conversation surrounding that. I mean, the first 2 weeks of the show, we had live streams there. Those of you that joined the live streams, we were part of that conversation. A lot of people were concerned that, come on, why is she doing that? Is it allowed? But anyway, it's past now. Desire, please fire on. Can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay, my question is for Tasha. Um, then I heard you saying something about how if you bring in people that are considered other, and you give them that platform, it can could create confusion. Then how do we use something like Big Brother to humanize those people that are considered other in society? Because I feel like, especially with Sister Mara and Mpho Badimo, I think it was a platform to humanize that experience that is marginalized by society. So we have to give them that, I wouldn't say freedom, but we have to give them that platform of feeling like they can exist without being scrutinized for being different.
Okay, I do understand where you're coming from, Desire. But then, according to my own point of view, the same way you saying it, right? I'm not
Mm.
saying they shouldn't be allowed their freedom, no. But I'm saying like they should be like to an extent where like you know what you're a sangoma, okay, cool. The only thing you're supposed to do maybe wear your clothes, that's it. Not like literally singing for your ancestors watching inside the house. Because imagine a pastor, right, or a prophet, they carry their anointing oil. Now they start oiling their bodies towards a fiction because they have the freedom to do so. You understand? If the same person wins, we're also gonna start saying, "Oh, it was because of that anointing oil." You understand? so, so I just think it should be limited, guys. Like that's all. I think
Okay,
there
yeah,
should
no,
be
I
a
get
limit,
you.
not necessarily. Yeah, you understand? Yeah.
Okay, I get you. Okay, I get you.
That
Thank
just
you.
makes me laugh. Tata, you know what you just said about the anointing oil? It just reminded me of Nigeria, where I come from. Let me tell you something funny, right? For those people who are church fanatics here in Nigeria, right? They strongly believe in anointing oil. They call it mantle. So you see people like that, they go to church, right? They buy oil and then they give it to the prophet to bless it. And for every minute, it says, bless you, bless you. It's sometimes very hilarious to see, especially if you're not a believer in what they believe in, right? I mean, I'm a believer, I'm a but imagine something like that happening in this house. It would be very, very comical. It would be very
It will
hilarious. It could
definitely.
be hilarious. Yeah. And sometimes I think it should also make other people who are not believers in that to be uncomfortable.
Yes.
It will make them uncomfortable. So I get what you're saying, Tasha, right? To should I say create rules, just minimize too much of that, right? Just kind of minimize, not to stop them from being expressive about their religious beliefs or anything, but just minimize it so that the environment is conducive for other people that have their own, ideology to express itself, right? Okay, okay. Latricia, you're welcome.
Hi, Glory.
Latricia, before you say anything, I need to give a special introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Honorable Chief Mrs. Lutricia. She's the one and only underground gang. She's the president of the Underground Gang Association.
That's me.
Lutricia has been campaigning for Mpho Badimo every blessed day. And here,
Yes,
finally, people win.
I said it. With Nilam behind me, I said it. Um, Glory, I know I was late, but then when I got in, Desire was talking. I appreciate what he was said, but I found him almost at the end, and you put in Zama. I like what Zama said. But then I briefly want to explain something. Tasha, I heard her, but she was not audible enough. I don't know if it's my phone or what. But then I just want to touch something. The problem, as Zama was explaining, that in South Africa, you find people who hate and love Sangomas. You find people who are too Christian and you understand. So I want to say this. The problem was that we all know that Africa was colonized. South Africa was also colonized. We were under the apartheid rule. The apartheid rule, when they made their constitution, that is binding, they made the issue of the Sangomas under the constitution, they made it, legislated it as witchcraft. That is not witchcraft. It was our way of I think our old people, the previous people, it was their way of communicating with their ancestors or their highest thing before the Bible was brought to them by the colonizer, which we appreciate the Bible, you must get me correct. But then now, after the colonizer has said sangomas and ubunyanga is witchcraft, then because we were colonized and now here is the highest authority, which is God, and I do believe in God and I know he is the highest authority, I'm a praying woman, then people started looking down on their very own, of which being a sangoma doesn't mean God is not the highest authority. But being a sangoma, it's only saying, just like in the Bible, it is clear. Every time when they say Moses, son of whoever, son of whoever, they say the lineage of the person, meaning those people are no longer, and they will say this person lived 900 years, 100 years, what years, meaning the person died already. So it's those that we recognize as ancestors. You understand? So now that is the problem that is in South Africa. There is still people who believe, who are taking it on and on. My children, it was told to me, I'm telling it to my children that sangomas is witchcraft or it's bad thing or it's evil. And I also want to agree that yes, there are those sangomas maybe who are doing funny things. Equally so, there are those prophets we all know that are fake and all those things. You get that. But then the problem in South Africa, it started back then. And now the continuation of the problem is that constitution, from the last time when I checked, it hasn't been changed. The issue of ubunyanga and sangomas is still recognized as witchcraft. So until at least, because sangomas have been...
Sorry,
yes?
I'm sorry for cutting you short. I want to get clarity. You mean this problem is actually in the constitution?
By the previous government, the apartheid, when we were under oppression, the black people.
Oh, now
yes.
I understand. Now I understand.
Yes, it was the white people who made it, who said it's witchcraft. They didn't want to recognize it. Yes, it was the white people.
Wow.
So unfortunately, when we took over the government, as I'm saying, I could be wrong. I haven't checked it. I checked it a long time ago. It was still under the category of witchcraft. So until maybe they revisit it and start making a new rule on it, because it's our way of healing. It's a way, our spiritual way of connecting with ancestors. Those who believe in it, those who don't believe in it, it is okay, but it can never continue like this by be. So that is why there is a confusion in our country about these people. So those who don't have clarity on it, they will still have the mentality that this thing is witchcraft. There's a woman that I like yesterday. They call her Gogo Dineo. I don't know if you know her, South Africans. Gogo Dineo yesterday was talking at Bishop. She outlined what this thing is. And connecting it to, she was not talking down the Christianity or anything, but she explained to the bishops, the big bishops of South Africa, what is the connection between the ancestral things and the godly things. So it's a godly thing. It's only that in everything, obviously, there is something negative. You know, the devil always copies. When there is something good, the devil will come and do something bad out of the good thing. You understand? So it's only then, and because of what a white person, the colonizer, the oppressor, did to our elderly people, oppressed their minds and made them to believe that this is witchcraft, is not right. So that's why we are carrying it over. So it's high time now we rise above that problem and start recognizing them and taking them as human beings, these people. I am not one, but I don't have a problem with them. I love them. They are human beings. They just have this gift that maybe they can, it's sort of prophecy, because you can go and consult to them and then they will tell you, oh, this must happen, maybe do this for your ancestors. I think you Nigerians, you also have the ancestral beliefs. We see your stories. That is true, what we see on TV. You have these people that you call them the village priest or whatever. They do those things. Yes, you understand? So that is as our African pride. I always say that. That's why my children, I always teach them that in the constitution, it's still standing as if it's witchcraft, but it is not. This is your pride. Be an African. Don't be a coconut. black outside, inside white, or whatever the thing. And going to Mpho, I still maintain that yes, maybe the issue of her being a Sangoma worked to her advantage because maybe it put her on the spotlight. But again, guys, I want to be honest, that girl has character. She has character because we still have Sangomas that could have stand there, but then still, okay, Dinky Bliss, for example, she said she has that spiritual thing, but she did not stay there for even 3 weeks. On the second week, she was out. But then it also added that she's got character and she took a stand. And she was unapologetic about it. Beautiful as she is, stylish as she is, but she said, I am this person. And they are categorized with being dirty or being what I think she also has character. The Sangoma thing, it was just a cherry on top, according to me. Like I said, there is a lot of celebrities who are Sangomas. Their names carry a lot of weight than the name of Mpho. So the issue of her being a Sangoma cannot be that it was just a cherry on top. She's got character herself. Without being a Sangoma, without having metric, that girl has character. Just looking at her, you just like her. What about the people in Nigeria, like my dear friend Nilam? She loved her. She knows nothing. She doesn't understand the Sangoma things. She just hear it, but it has got nothing to do with her. She doesn't understand it, but she just loved her. So we also need to not put things that she won because she deserved it. It was her turn. Thank you, Glory, and everyone.
You know what, Latricia? I think you deserve a bottle of chilled wine. Please take it, my sister.
Please. Bring
You know what,
my friend.
It's always a pleasure having people like you here because you school us on things we do not really understand.
Yes.
You see, the perspective you just brought now, it just brought so much clarity to someone like me who is a Nigerian, who is ignorant of the in-depth matter, let me not call it issues, matters, that's prevailing in the South African society. These are things that we do not really understand, not just as Nigerians now, but as other Africans that are watching the show. And so from all this explanation you just gave, I can only conclude that it was actually the best thing for Mpho to win. Because this is now giving clarity. It's like starting from a clean slate, that one can be a Sangoma and still play a game in a clean way. When I say clean way now, aside the gossip and the rest, but in a clean way without using juju, right, to win the game. Because at the end of the day, most people that voted, it's a mixture of the crowd. It's not just the believers of the Sangoma. It's also other people that are ignorant of who and what a Sangoma stands for. As you use Nilam as an example now, right? They voted for Mpho because of what they saw and what they like. But for me, I'm looking at it from the angle of, wow, because of this illumination you've given, it was actually the best idea. She played that game, she did what she did, but it now comes to clear the air that Sangoma are not witches after all. These are human beings that live a regular lifestyle. The only thing that makes them stand out is that they have a gift, just as every other person also has a gift. They have a gift, they are able to connect with the past and the present. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There are people that actually have such gifts. The only difference between them and people like Huabadimo is that they are not called Sangoma, but they have the gift of foresight. They have the gift of seeing things in the past and seeing. There are people that they sleep and they dream, and when they wake up, what they dream about, it happens exactly the way they dreamt it. They also have gifts. The only difference is they are not called Sangoma. So now, I'm rest assured that it was actually the perfect decision, right? The perfect outcome to the game. Thank you so much, Latricia. Thank you so much for that insightful, in-depth, lecture. I appreciate on behalf of our FSWG family. Yes. Tremo Fats, your hand is up. Sister, speak.
First of all, I want to say thank you to that lady, Latricia. That is a lesson I've learned from Kenya. And another thing before I go, Glory, listen, and you listen very carefully. Those people who are telling you that you invited them on Saturday live show and then they're being told by their fans not to come, leave them alone. Leave them alone. One day they will be calling you to come to your live show. for us to hear them. Say amen.
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 Amen. That's what I wanted to
Amen.
say before. Yes.
You
How
know,
can you
thank you
call
so much.
somebody? You call somebody to come to the live show so that he or she can talk and even market him or herself. And then they are being told by their fan base, don't go there because Glory said something. You want always every time Glory to say good things about you. Never. Never. Even at my time with Tata and Mercy, Glory was against Tata sometimes, and I was just okay. So please, just be okay like me.
I mean, the truth is, it's not like
Yeah, it is
I am
true. You
against
always.
any of the housemates. I mean,
Mhm.
okay, let's put it this way now. Nutricia, you were
Mm.
supporting Mpho Badimu. Were you loving her every day? I mean, it's like a marriage, right? You don't love your
Yeah.
spouse every day. There are some
Yeah.
days that they
Some days,
upset you, right?
yeah, sometimes I didn't love her because, for example, I once told you that I did not appreciate the fact that when Tato gave her something that things that they were making on Lovers Week and said
Yeah.
to her, I never got to talk to you because we thought Libo, what. I didn't appreciate how she responded because I felt that she should have at least hugged Tato. Tato showed her love, but then for her to just
Mm.
say thank you, that was not proper. You understand? But it
Mm.
didn't change the fact that I love her, but it doesn't mean that I cannot see the wrongs in her.
Exactly. And that is what we do on this channel. We analyze the show, we review.
Yeah.
We've watched it, but we come here and we review it. We give perspectives. People talk about, oh, I like this person, but this person did this, and I am not in agreement with what the person did. So that is what we do on this channel. But then, sadly, we have some very, very over exuberant, or should I say enthusiastic fans that they would go and tell their friends, oh, Glory hates you. Don't go to practice speaking with Glory. Don't, but to be very honest, Trem of Fat, I'm only addressing this because you mentioned it. To be honest, I actually do not care. I don't care.
I
Honestly.
know so.
Yeah, I don't care. Desire, you want to say something?
I have a question for you, Gloria.
Okay.
Seems like you've watched. I'm sure you probably didn't watch the first two seasons of Bbmzansi,
No, 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 no,
but
no, I didn't.
okay. So how would you rate the show overall? Because as someone who's seen the previous seasons, I think it was very okay. Let me ask you, how would you rate the show out of 10? The show
Okay, if I'm
overall. I'm
going
just.
to answer your
hmm.
question, permit me to rate the show compared to Big Brother Niger because it's Big
This is
Brother
why
Niger
I
that
asked if you've seen the previous South African Big Brothers
no,
because
I
the poll was
haven't.
okay. No, okay, you can compare it
Okay,
to
so to rate
BB
it,
Niger.
if I were to rate
It's
it, I
okay.
would say I am 90% impressed. The reason I am 90% impressed is it is nothing like any other Big Brother I have ever watched. It is mind
hmm
blowing. It's mind blowing solely. There are so many things that make it mind blowing, and I will be doing a video about it soon. But one thing that really made an impression on me was that the housemates, they did not use their background to beg for votes. They actually played their game. It's totally different from what I normally see on Big Brother Niger. On Big Brother Niger, the housemates normally use people. The only person that I noticed never really used people was Perry. Perry never used people. He played the Valen card and it worked for him. It's just that Nigerians like me, as at that time, we were not ready for that kind of character on a show like that. Oh yes, because I actually castigated Perry because he went brutal. He went really brutal, But it's now I'm only understanding that wow, it's actually a game. Get out of your sentiment and appreciate that someone can come out of their comfort zone and play a particular game just to survive and also win. So I to rate this season of Big Brother and Zanzi, even though I've not seen that season, I think it's 90% excellent. I loved it. Yeah, there were so many lapses like Big Brother not paying attention to the rule book, allowing the housemates to misbehave, that annoying last Saturday night party. Oh my God, that one was too annoying. That was the worst
Oh,
for me. You know, the outfit they gave to Mpho, I will never forgive Big Brother for that
mm,
outfit. Yeah, things like that. You know, little things like that. Not punishing the housemates when they falter. You know, things like that gave it that less than 10%. But 90%, the housemates game, it made an impression on me. Yeah.
okay, last question. What? Okay, no, Lutricia, you can go ahead.
Okay, okay.
Oh, I wanted to respond to your question, Desire. My view. I'm sorry. I also didn't watch previous ones of Bbmzansi, not as close as I did with this one. But I am prepared to compare it with Big Brother Niger. In terms of head of house games, Big Brother Mzansi was on for me because they were always surprised on what to play on that day. And the arena games, yes, I was impressed. But for the, let's say, for anything that has to do with outfits and the strict rules, it was a little bit thumbs down for me as compared to that of Big Brother Night. Big Brother Night, you do something, you know you are going to stand for it. You will be held accountable for anything that you do that is against the rules of Big Brother. Yes, and towards the end of the game, he was punishing them and all that, but the housemates were getting a stroll in a park. And also, in terms of winning and votings and all that, I'm impressed with what South Africa did by just giving us the picture. And the picture that we got is exactly what was happening. Because with Nigeria, somewhere I was doubting, I was voting as well, but somewhere I was doubting that here it seems it has eyes, but it's also human. If your fave is not winning, you will obviously feel that something didn't go right. Because in Nigeria, all my faves were not winning, and you know I was voting Glory. Hey,
And finally, your fave got to win.
Pepper them, I was voting. Okay, Pepper them, she won. It was Messi. Then lockdown, she didn't win. It was Ozo and Nengi. I loved them. And Pere and Maria, none of them won. And I was worried. I think we are being cheated. It's always the feeling when your fave didn't win, you question it. If they won, I wasn't going to question it. I was going to say, yeah, it was okay. But yes, what was standing out for me for South Africa, it was their games, as I mentioned. Okay, the house itself, but then Nigeria, when it comes to outfits of Saturdays, no, I applaud whoever that was arranging. It doesn't matter. They were
Nigerians always
on
give
top of
when it
the
comes to
game.
fashion.
Saturday night party, they were putting them on their toes. They will remind you that this is Big Brother's house. You will look the way we want you to look. Yeah, it was their outfits and all that. Okay, maybe because we didn't have enough sponsors that can add, but what they did to them, that was on this Saturday, it was worse. That was the bomb. I was embarrassed. I wish that whoever the producers can hear me, they embarrassed us as a country, honestly.
Yeah,
Thank you so much,
I
Patricia.
agree. I think okay, I also feel like the downfall of this show of this season was the lack of sponsorships. Because if you look at previous Bbmzansi, well, I haven't seen BB Niger. If you won an arena's games, you'd get a certain cash prize, or if you won something, there'd always be those cash prizes. I remember in one season where the Big Brother introduced this thing of where you will win 50,000 rand if the housemates don't eat. All they can get to eat is protein shakes, something like that, like those challenges of money. We didn't have that this season at all. That's what I lacked, that money motivation. Because in previous season of Bbmzansi, there was always money. If there was like a challenge happening and if you won, you'd get that money in your banks. For example, making it to top 5. At least give them 20,000 rand or 25,000 or 50,000 rand just to say, okay, you did well for making it.
Can
I
I
think
tell you
for me,
something?
yeah.
Can I tell you something, Desire? Listen,
Mhm.
what I'm going to tell you with regards to that is be careful what you wish for. All right? And I'll tell you the reason why I'm saying that.
Why?
First of all, with regards to why Bibi Nzanzi did not have a lot of sponsors, I'm going to presume or assume that it's because the show went on a 7 years hiatus, right? So it would have been a risky investment for brands to sponsor because number one, they are not sure what crowd, what traffic the show will pull,
The
right?
viewers,
So I feel
yes,
like for even
yes.
Lotto Star, it was a huge risk for them to have taken to sponsor the show. And I am hoping that they got their money's worth. For a show like Big Brother Nigeria, someone told me, a previous colleague, because I used to work in the lotto industry. Yes, I used to work in the lotto industry. So a previous colleague told me that for one of those seasons of Big Brother Nigeria, that the lotto company that sponsored the show paid 2 billion to be the headline sponsor. 2 billion naira. Convert that to South African rand. Maybe you have an idea how much that is. In Nigeria, it's a lot of money, right? Now, talking about wanting to see brands sponsoring weekly tasks, maybe arena games. To be very honest, we used to wish for that with Big Brother Nigeria. But now, let me be frank with you, even me myself, I'm tired. And the reason I'm tired is because I feel like Big Brother Nigeria is turning into an advertorial and promotional show. I feel like it's no longer an entertainment sort of show.
Yeah.
Now, this is what I mean. Every day, in a day, we can have like 2 house tasks or 2 house games, and it's coming from maybe 2 different brands. And if the housemates are playing those games or participating in those tasks, you are seeing that they are not participating in it to entertain us, the viewers. They are participating in it because they want to win the money. So it's now like the motive for playing the game during the day or during the week is to actually win that money, but not really to actually entertain us. I don't know if you understand. So I'll use
No, I get you
7M
completely.
Gang Season. Yeah, I'll use 7M Gang Season as an example. They had sponsors, but not a cluster of sponsors, right? So we saw a lot of creativity, innovation coming from the housemates. We saw them creating a fashion line. We saw them creating their own hairstyles. They did a lot. But then the last season, the Shine Your Eye season, oh my God, every blessed day, there was 2 different house tasks from at least 2 different brands, 2 different companies, every single day, even down to the last week when the housemates are supposed to be probably chilling, unwinding, reminiscing, getting to know themselves, connecting. They were still playing tasks. So a lot of people got really tired. Like, come on, what is this? Is this a show to promote brands and whatnot? I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it was also a good avenue for the housemates to promote their own talent, their own self. But it now looked like the season was going away from that entertainment value. It now looked like the housemates were in the house to promote brands only. That was what it now looked like. And another thing that was kind of a bit annoying, in my opinion, was everywhere you turn, you are seeing a brand logo. Everywhere. If the housemates are picking up a cup, it's branded. If they are picking up a spoon, it's branded. It's a good promotional style, for the brand that owns those whatever. It's good for the organizers, but I feel like for some of us, the viewers, that we just wanted a show. We just wanted to have fun. We just wanted to see raw human behavior, happening before our eyes. I feel like a lot of us actually got tired. So when I say be careful what you wish for, you see this season of Big Brother and Zambi, for me that experienced it, I feel like it was the rawest of human emotion that I experienced. When human beings are idle, what do they do? They say an idle mind is the devil's workshop. What does the idle mind do when there's nothing to distract them? I saw a lot of that happening this season. Look at Gershwin and Tatu. For lack of what to do, they were literally kissing all the time in the house. In Big Brother Nigeria, to be very honest, they wouldn't have had that time or opportunity to be kissing everywhere. Why? Because there will be one task for the other for them to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I
Yeah,
am actually
100%.
hoping,
100%.
I'm hoping that for Bbmzansi season 4, they have more sponsors, but they should not choke the show with sponsors, tasks, and games because it actually gets exhausting, to be very honest. My two
No, I
cents,
get you.
I don't know what you all think. If you think otherwise, please go ahead, let me know.
I think also it's a reflection of how marketing and advertising is going with, especially with influencers and stuff like that. I think it's just where the industry is right now. So they're gonna use every moment. Well, I think that's just how advertising is like nowadays. Just finding people to associate with that brand and having it seen all the time. I don't know, but yeah, we can go
Yeah,
on.
you have a point, and you're right.
Mm,
And to be very honest, a show like Big Brother, whether Big Brother Nigeria or Bbmzansi, is actually one of the best platforms to market your brand. If for Big Brother Nigeria, the headline sponsors, the tagline sponsors, and then the weekly sponsors, if you hear their brand testimony, you will hear them testifying that wow, they used to have this particular percentage, as revenue, but then for being on the show as sponsors for 3 months or maybe 10 weeks, they got a certain higher percentage. I mean, it's very, very, it's a lucrative thing for them. It's a rich
mm,
investment for them. Most of them, they're always eager to come back. And trust me, every season, the role or the title of the headline sponsor, the tagline sponsor, it's for the highest bidder. It increases.
mm.
If you cannot afford it, there's always someone else that can actually afford it. People are brands, companies are actually fighting to get that position of headline sponsor. Because if you think about it, it's a huge way to promote your brand. How many African countries all over the world watch it? Over 50. Did I say over 50? I mean, countries over the world, not just Africa now, over 50, right? And then people, Nigerians in diaspora, they also watch. Now, that is just for terrestrial TV, right? Talk about someone like me that has a YouTube channel. You people, look at you, you're from different parts of the world. You are here on my live. I'm talking about Big Brother. I'm indirectly promoting the show. And when the show begins and I'm giving my reviews and analysis, I am indirectly promoting the brands that are sponsoring the shows. So I am also using my platform to also help them get value for their money. So it's huge. It's huge. And it's actually a very, very great platform, anyways. But to be very honest, sometimes people like us that just wants to see human beings existing, in their natural way, we get tired of seeing too many
Okay,
distractions.
last question. I know
But
I'm bombarding you with questions. Just last questions before I leave. What did this experience of vlogging, Big Brother Mzansi teach you about South Africa, or like what did you gain from it outside of just entertainment? Like what did you learn from meeting amazing people such as Lutricia? What did you gain from that experience?
okay, let me see if I'm safe. Let me see how many people are on this live first. Okay.
It's a safe space.
Listen,
I
don't
mean, we're all
tell
African, but we're
anybody.
different. Mm.
Don't tell anybody I said this, right? Listen, for some weird reason, when I started watching Big Brother Zambi, I started wishing I was born a South African, to be very honest with you. I'm not saying
Wow.
this, no, seriously, I'm not saying this because you're here. I started wishing I was born a South African. And the reason for that is this. I saw how these housemates embraced who they are. It was so beautiful to watch. They really embraced being South African. They embraced their accent. Instead of accent, I'm crazy about it. They embraced their accent, their beliefs, where when they speak with so much pride, so much pride, like, oh, I am South African. This is who I am. I believe in this. And then when they had that Heritage Week, that was my best week because I saw more of South African culture on display. For me, it was a rich experience. And before the show started, I actually did several videos talking about my expectations. I talked about the cultural experience I was looking forward to enjoy. And to be very honest, as a YouTuber, it's just a beautiful experience for me. And surely I'm going to visit South Africa. It's going to happen.
Sure.
It's going to happen. No, really. I enjoyed it to the fullest. Outside the game, outside all the events of the game, I had my own experience. I enjoyed the South African experience, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot from conversations that we have like this. I learned a lot. There were things I thought I knew. Honestly, I realized how ignorant I was.
What
So for
surprised you the
everything,
most?
sorry,
What surprised you the most
what
from
surprised
what you
me the
learned?
most? Honestly, it was how, first of all, how the housemates embraced their nudity. It
Is
was it was
you know
interesting.
in previous seasons, there was a couple called Mandla and Lexi. I don't know if anyone on the line knows them. But they were very notorious for doing things during shower hour while the whole country was watching. So this this was just, I was waiting for Amanda and Lexi moment, but it didn't happen. So I was expecting more because previous seasons it's been very shower hour has been hectic, very, very hectic. I feel like these housemates were more subtle. So if this surprised you, you're glad you didn't see previous seasons. But
No,
thank you,
no, no. The
Glory.
shower hour. You see the shower.
Mm,
What actually? Okay, I watched the shower hour in total of 3 times only. 3 times because
mm,
on the other channel there was just a lot going on. So for me, I just felt like, nah, I need to focus where the action is happening. But you see the shower hour. What really interested me and shocked me was how these housemates were having their bath together and they were interacting together. You see a guy helping a girl to scrub her back. You see a guy helping a girl to wash her hands. And there is no awkwardness. It's like this is Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Just wash my back, I wash your back. And I found it quite interesting because, to be very honest, it just made me remember that, Glory, you were born this way. You were born this way. You were born
mm.
this way. It's not like I would gladly go on international television and show my nakedness. Of course, I have to be 100% comfortable with my body. I have to be 100% comfortable with my skin before I can do that. But it was just very fascinating, seeing how they all understood that this is who we are. We were born this way, so there's nothing new. We're adults. We've probably had sex 1 million times outside the house. So what is new is, us having our bath together. And I love the fact that they all had respect for one another in the shower. There was never an accusation of, oh, you were looking at me in a weird way, oh, you touched me inappropriately. But it was shocking for me because I've never seen such a thing happen in Big Brother Nigeria before. So it was shocking. It was
No,
very shocking. Yeah.
thank you, Glory. Let me not hoard your time anymore.
No, but really, thanks for those questions. Latricia, oh, somebody wanted to say something.
Lucia.
Latricia, okay.
Yes. I just wanted to say, adding on what you just said, you and Desire, I wanted to say, I wish because of this Big Brother, it has brought a lot of shed some light. Let me put it that way. I just wish we could have, I don't know if I can say a reality show, yes, maybe, of our different African countries together, just like we used to have our Big Brother Africa, but then the focus be different, not necessarily Big Brother. Where we are going to look back. When I'm from Namibia, I try and gather more information about our Namibian traditions, the way of doing things way back before colonization. And then we come here and the countries will meet together. We talk about those things as a continent. Maybe they can make it in a continent two different, but then where we will be able to reflect back as I was reflecting back to how it happened with us when we were colonized, the apartheid, and when they started name shaming our tradition of sangomas and all that and all those things. You understand? I wish we could do that. I think it will be more interesting realizing and seeing how you are interested when hearing about us and how we are also interested in seeing how Nigerians do things when we watch your movies and what and reality shows and all that. So I think it will be interesting and it will be back to Africa. We will be going back to our roots. Yes, there is civilization, but then civilization must not change who we are. Thank you, Glory.
You know what, Latricia? I agree with you 100%. Honestly, because honestly, see, watching Big Brother Mzansi this season, it made me realize that individuals can actually be westernized and bougie and at the same time be very, very cultural and rooted in their cultures, in their traditions. And I don't know if you guys noticed as well, or somebody is asking in the comment section, can other people talk? Lindy Way, the link to this virtual conversation is in the comment section. So if you want to join the conversation, please don't hesitate. Click on it. You'll be here. Okay? And every other person listening, this conversation is not only for this set of people, it's for everybody. So please do not hesitate. Click on that link and you'll definitely be added to the conversation. All right? It's for everybody to speak. So as I was saying, I don't know how many of you noticed, but from time to time, when the housemates are having conversation, you hear them explaining some tradition. I don't know if you guys noticed, although I didn't really understand most of what they were explaining, but they were explaining most of the tradition. And even when they use their dialect, when they say something, they will explain, they will give the cultural meaning, they will give the cultural implications. You know, it was rich. It was a rich learning curve. And somehow at that point in time, sometimes I had regret. I would say, oh, I wish I could actually understand what people were saying or what they were explaining. You know, it really was eye opening. So I totally agree with you, Patricia. Like, imagine having a show where individuals from different African countries they come together and they are free to express their cultural values without, of course, offending other people, right? Giving other people the room to be very, very expressive. I think that would be a rich one. Neelam, you wanted to say something?
I've been standing on the chair just for everyone to see my face. Out of the love for Mpho, but it's all right. We did our best. But really, I've watched previous seasons of Big Brother, South Africa, the shower time, and explicit. I understand that this.
How old are you,
Yeah?
please? How old are you? Because when you were watching this, I was still growing up. So how old are you?
Call me, I'll be 28.
I'm older than you now. So how come you watch the show and I did not watch the show? What's going
In
on?
fact, the odd thing is, I watched BB Rome, Romania.
Oh, okay.
I watched those seasons, the whole British thing. Yeah, I remembered. Then I think it was the last episode of Bbmzansi that I stopped watching. But really, their shower time has always been an explicit content, very,
Wow.
very explicit. Unlike this one, Themba showed a sample and everybody's going viral. No. It's always naked. They just no shyness, man. Everybody just go and that's it. Well, I love this season for the simplicity. And there's one difference I find out from South Africa and Nigerian is the stereotype in Nigeria is way, way too high. Like we have a lot of stereotypes in Nigeria. Imagine having Sistamara in Nigeria coming to DBN. Man, it would have loved a very long time. Because we had issue with Ari. You remember Didi Niger? Ari, she had rings, piercing, and all that.
Yeah.
She played a good game, but all because of that piercing. You need to see the negates, like a lot of negative comments. In fact, it was a campaigning thing for her. The society at large in Nigeria, we are striving a lot to accept a lot of things, unlike the way everybody in South Africa came, the whole exposure. A lot of things I've learned about the Sangoma now from the Patricia's explanation and so many on Twitter. We do not have people who have that time to analyze such material, and really it's killing us. It's degrading the acceptability of human for who they are, what they are. No the campaigning, no negative. We lack that really. Give it to this year and encourage. Maybe next year I can come over to South Africa,
Damn. Okay,
Yeah, just
I have a
say
question. One last question for you, Neelam and Gloria. I mean, yes, I see the hate online, but I always feel like, okay, there's always hate online. Are you saying that like Nigerian society really isn't that progressive or accepting at all? Is that what
we
you're
didn't get
saying?
that. Sorry, we're breaking.
Can you
Yeah.
hear me now? Okay, I was asking, yes, I understand that online, there's always going to be negative comments. There's always going to be people who are mean. But from a societal level, really isn't that accepting or that liberal per se. Is it still very, very conservative in a sense that having piercings would be considered taboo?
Neelam, do you want to go first?
Just out of curiosity.
Can you paraphrase the question again? Maybe Gloria should do that. I practically could not decode a thing from what he said.
So he was asking if piercings are considered a taboo, right, Zaire?
No, okay, I kind of maybe you guys missed what I was saying. I said, okay, the first thing I said was that yes, I understand that people online can have hate and say negative things about people, but for example, something as little as having a piercing on your nose, could that be something considered as taboo? Is Nigerian society that frowning upon against something that's considered other, or is it, are there some is there like, so is there, I don't know how I should phrase this question, but like, could something as small as a piercing really be looked at someone who's doing something that's completely wrong? I don't know if you guys get what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Okay, I get you. Neelam, do you want to go first? Let me allow you to speak. Hello, Neelam.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Jeez. How about now? Any difference?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Go on, Neelam. We can hear you.
Network. Jeez. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Well, this is piercing. It's just one, and I love it. The phobia for it would not allow me to do more. Piercing is a form of passion. Now, if you do it excessively, you do more than it's your pleasure, it's your body. But over time here in Nigeria, people believe when you do piercing, especially when you do things, especially piercing now in excess, now you are stereotyped as a bad child. That is just it. There's no other negative word. See, I'm being blunt here. They tagged you as a bad child. Imagine being a Nigerian and I am in that position Themba is, or Terry. Now, let me use Terry as an example. Tattooed. I would have left a long time in the game, all because the stereotype says she's a bad child. She has done it. It's not right. And these things are things our own ancestors too, like we've heard, they did this out of simplicity and fashion. But over time, the old Western globalization, civilization, everybody now do it in excesses. You can pierce this, the tongue, pierce anywhere. But over here in Nigeria, they believe if you do it in excess, even if it is to your own pleasure, they believe you're a bad child. You are stereotyped automatically.
Okay.
You
For
are not
example, I'm a
accepted.
guy and I have earrings, I have piercings. Would that be considered like in your society, would that be something that's acceptable?
Well, to a fault, it is acceptable. Like in Lagos now, like in Lagos, you can do it. You can go about with piercing. But mind you, if you're in a public bus, you have these older people looking at you with one side eye, kind of look. Wow, this guy must be a very bad guy. Imagine growing years and you have parents who tells you anyone who pierce, a guy who pierce is not the best guy for you. Does that define your personality as human? No, it doesn't. But our belief here in Nigeria, our own level of stereotype is so high and so dehumane. That's just the truth. So dehumane. So for South Africa, I'm good to go. Like, man, I don't know if you have a South African guy for me, you know. Mpho won
There's
already,
many.
said.
Desire,
So
desire.
I'm available.
Yeah.
To buttress her
Yeah.
point, to buttress her
Mm.
point, let me take it from this perspective. So, you see how openly and conspicuously free-spirited the South African society is, right? It's not that way here in Nigeria. In some areas, in some locations, as she rightly said, if you are in a place like Lagos, some places of Lagos, it's fine, it's allowed because of the kind of people you are surrounded with. And in Lagos, mind you, there's the island of Lagos, there's the mainland of Lagos. So there are certain areas you go to, and your physical accessories, like your tattoos, your piercings, maybe as a guy you want to do makeup or cross dress, it's actually seen as you being fashion forward, innovative. You're seen as a stylista. You know, it's embraced, especially when you go for some of this celebrity event, high rising event. It's seen as style. But for your day to day living, you know, you want to step out looking like Sister Mara as a guy, and you want to go to certain places or to certain states in Nigeria. People there, sadly, some people are not open minded like that yet. Oh, desire, if you can come back, please come back. People like that are not really open minded or accepting or even receptive like that just yet. However, that is not to say that people like this Tamara do not exist in the society. As a matter of fact, they exist. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of them that exist, but they do not necessarily accessorize. They are in hiding. They are still in the closet. And they are still in the closet because of those people that are not yet receptive of who they are or even seeing them like that. And to be very honest, they are so many that there are certain events you attend. There's a particular event I attend sometimes. It's a house music kind of event. That's my go-to event. It happens like once a month. When you go for an event like that, you will see them. They are many. And to be very honest, I love them because they are so free-spirited. They are so expressive. They are friendly. You want to, those are the kind of people you want to really have fun with. And when you have conversations with them, they are very intelligent. They are intellectual people. They are just people that just want to be themselves, just be expressive. However, Nigeria is a very conservative society. So the population of those people who are not really receptive and open-minded, unfortunately, is higher than the population of those people who are ready to embrace such daringness, you know, because to be that daring in Nigeria, it means you're actually that daring. I mean, there were some protests that happened early last year and the previous years, and the LGBTQ community they decided to come out and take a walk. Trust me, they were harassed. They had to run away. Some of them they literally relocated from the state that they actually went for that peace walk. They relocated because people were threatening them, you know. But that is not to say that there isn't that population of people that actually embraces them, welcomes them, and actually gives them roles. As a matter of fact, if you check our entertainment industry currently,
Mm.
there are actually a lot of them that are
James Brown. I
thriving.
love James Brown. Igbo
Oh,
dancer.
I
Yes.
mean, he's doing his thing. Yeah, not aside James Brown. I mean, there's so many of
Yeah,
them
that's
actually
too.
thriving. You know, they are
Mm.
thriving. They are doing well, and that is why I said it depends on the location where you want to
Mm.
be. But if you now go to, let's say, the north, sorry, you're not coming back.
Mm.
Don't even try it. Don't.
Okay. No,
Yeah,
thank you.
Latricia.
Thank you.
I wanted to add on what Lilam was saying about that Aaron. You know, I realized during that show that so it's you could be dragged because of the piercing, too much piercing. You know, they was calling her, this movie of Acapalypto. Just
Apocalypse,
imagine that.
yeah.
Yes, that Mexican movie with all the piercing and all those things. I'm not saying that movie is bad, it's beautiful, but then I thought, wow, can they go to that extent? You understand? So and every time when she does something, they'll say, oh, we had I don't know, she kissed somebody, and then they said they had plates
Lord of the Rings.
plates were,
She was
were
tagged
breaking.
Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings.
There was a lot of criticism, and I thought, wow, so then that means this is serious. But in terms of gays and what, I'm actually shocked to hear that you have those. It's just that they're in the closet, and there are those who try to come out. I thought because in our country they are this open and out because they've been legalized, they even get married legally and all that. So it's different in our country. But I'm impressed to hear that there are those who are still fighting to be out in your country. At least I've learned something today.
Yeah, it's
I
actually
wasn't aware.
illegal. It's actually illegal here. It's not been legalized. As a matter of fact, okay, I don't know if it's still a fact, but there was a time where they said the punishment for being that open about it, or if you're caught, is 14 years imprisonment. 14 years. Yes. So it's illegal. Yeah, it's
Okay.
illegal. But then the thing is, there are people that actually just cross dressers. They just like accessorizing. It's not like, they just like accessorizing, but then some people are not that receptive yet.
No,
So,
they are not accepted. That's just the
yeah,
truth. Because currently in on the mainland around Ikeja, they still do have gay parties and all that, but low key underground, all because of the
yeah,
harassment during the protest. Because I remember then I met BC Alimi, he's one of the LBQ, he's a gay. So man, it's nice. It's just so ash here. But with time, hopefully,
mm,
the exposure and the improvements, the acceptance of Bbmzansi, maybe we can change over time.
yeah.
Yeah, because we
Anyways,
also started there. It was bad also in our country before. It's not as if we started right there. It was this and that until where they fought their way up and they were legalized. We also started there.
oh well, we will see how this one pans out. Desire, I hope this is your last question because I'm about to end this.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So the oh, did you end it? The
Sorry,
last
I was
question.
trying to choose the voting polls for those people
Oh,
who have
okay.
been asking. Yeah. So, guys, for those of you that were asking for the voting polls, it's out, and this is it right here on your screen. So, it was a close shave between Gershwin and Mpho, but then she still came out top. So, two sadly got only 2%. Sadly. Okay. So, Desire,
Sorry,
you
sorry
wanted
to
to say
cut you
something?
short, Glory. That's not a close shave. It's the close shave is between Themba and Gashwon. That 36. Oh God, you don't get me. No, it might not be like Moti and Mike that time, the old difference, but really the difference is above 5. That's give it to us. Kudos to us.
Okay, you are
No,
giving. You are giving. You are giving.
in fact, I have to join Nigerian underground rooting for hi. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not
I
easy. Oh, it is
I
easy.
accept.
Hi, we did it. We did it.
Okay, Desire. What's the thing you wanted to say?
Oh, I forgot. But
You
I'll just
could.
say thank you, Gloria. Thank you,
Oh,
Gloria, for sharing your platform with us. Thank you
thank you.
for creating this platform and for allowing us to connect with each other. I just learned things that I didn't know. So kudos to you. I hope you keep it up, and I'm just wishing you all the best and exponential growth,
Oh, thank
deals,
you so much.
brands. You're welcome. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Desire. I mean,
You're
listen, I
welcome.
know this is your first time being on this screen talking to us. So we just want to say thank you so much. We loved your input. And hey, that wasn't me putting you on the hotspot. On this channel, we banter a lot. Yes, we banter a lot. Yeah, it's the fun of it all. Yeah. So really, thank you so much for joining us. And we hope to see you more. Yes. We hope to see
Of
you more
course, of course,
often.
of
Yes.
course.
Okay.
If you
And
want to see more of
Zama,
us, follow FSWG on Twitter.
Already
Yeah.
followed.
thank you.
Yeah.
Zama, you're so chilled. What's up? What's up?
She's the cool mama. Please ask her. Is she an underground or ghost nation first before I talk?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, I'm a ghost nation. My mic is
Ghost
mute.
nation.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no wonder she kept mute. No,
Yes.
give it to the ghost nation. You try.
Actually,
But
actually,
really,
I was hoping for Temba to win, but he disappointed me.
yeah.
I was hoping for him
Yeah.
to win, but at the end, he was a
You
Okay.
said,
bit.
you
The
said the
going
right
was
thing, but
the going was
my
too
favorite
tough.
is like, no, she,
Hmm?
she gave me the
I was
best.
I was hoping for him to win, but he was a bit arrogant at the end. So
Yeah.
he also messed up his game a little bit. So it is what it
All
is,
right.
man.
Thank you all so much. Honestly, listen, I appreciate all of you being on here because I know that this is a Monday evening and all of you came out en masse to join this conversation. I appreciate it from the
Yeah.
bottom of my heart. Thank you all so much. Latricia, Neelam, Zama, Desire, Peniel, Tasha. Who else came online? Oh my God, all of you that touched base on my screen tonight and all of you listening, thank you all so much. I really need to end this live stream so that you all can go and rest and prepare for
Yeah.
your work tomorrow. Latricia, I want to say something.
I wanted to ask Glory, okay, Bbmzansi is finished. I know we still need to be seeing the reunion of Bibi
Big Brother
Niger.
Niger. Yes.
We are relying on you to update us if it's coming or not. And we are also waiting for the new Bibi Niger.
No,
I'll
I
be
mean,
very busy. I won't be able to watch Bibi Niger, so I'm relying on you. I know I'll be busy during that time. I have a lot of things in court that time. So please, I'm relying on you. Don't disappoint me.
no, listen, Latricia, if that is the listen, in that case, just just trust the process. I'm here. See, Friday Speaking with Glory is a channel for analysis of
Yeah.
reality TV shows, movies, trending social topics. The fact that Big Brother and Zamdi has ended does not mean we will not be having more reviews. See, there's Nigerian Idols going on. I've been giving reviews of that one. I'm trying to see if I can also review South African Idols, but I need to see first if the time that it's going to be airing will not clash with with Nigerian Idols. There's also The Voice Nigeria coming up. There's Big Brother Nigeria reunion. I'm definitely going to review that one. There are movies that a lot of people have been recommending that I should review. I have a lot of work to go and watch those movies. Yes, and there's a new reality TV show that's starting this week on Showmax. That's The Real Housewives of Lagos. A lot of people have been, Glory, you have to
Oh, yes,
review
I
it.
saw
I
that.
need to watch it. Yeah.
Can't
And
do
I'm
it.
really looking forward to that
Okay.
one as well because there's a lady on there, Chioma. I follow her on Snapchat, I follow her on Instagram. She's a fashion and style icon. And she does not talk a lot. So when I saw her, that she's going to be on that show, I went berserk like, what? So I am going to be watching that show because of her. So I'm going to be reviewing that one as well. And there's this young, famous African. I can't remember the name of that one. It's on Netflix. I'm going to a lot of requests has come in that I should review that one. I'm going to also review that one. So there's a lot of things to be talked about. And also last week we had our live stream. Ellen from Uganda. She requested that we should talk about the female body, how women accumulate fat in their older age. And this is not the first time I'm getting that request for us to talk about it. So these are things that we could also talk about. So from time to time on my community tab is where, sorry?
I
Sorry, what
say
did you say?
seconded that one.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. I mean, I am really eager to share my experience. I don't know how many of you noticed that I have kind of lost weight in 2 weeks. I don't know how many people have noticed. As at 3 weeks ago, my face was fuller, my arms were bigger, but I've been working out a lot and I've been doing a lot of other things to shed off weight. And I've actually lost weight. If you look at my arm, look at me properly. So I cannot wait to have that conversation. There are a lot of tips I'm going to be sharing. Ellen too wants to talk about it. So all these things, we're going to be having a lot of conversations. So I will be sharing details of our meeting times on my community tab, or whenever I put out a video, I'll just announce it. But I'll definitely be communicating this thing. But guys, trust me to bring you analysis, information about all the things that you are requesting for. So, Latricia, to answer your question, I'm here.
I subscribe to your channel, so that means I'm safe. I'll keep on seeing whenever you do something. Yes, I subscribed.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. All right, let me allow all of you to go and rest. Thank you so much, Dama. Nila, wow, thank you so much for bringing your love and energy to this channel. Have an amazing night, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye. Woo! Okay, guys. Wow. Listen, this was actually a rich conversation. See, the way I am excited right now, I could literally pack this conversation, put it in my card, take it to the bank and cash out big. Yes, because this conversation we had tonight was simply amazing. I enjoyed it. I learned a lot from every single speaker. And to those of you who were also dropping your comments in the comment section, trust me, I actually enjoyed it. Someone is saying, Glory, you didn't allow some of us talk even though we joined. Queen, okay, Queen, the truth is every time you try to join the conversation, I try to add you to the conversation, but it says that your devices are not connected. And if it's giving me that prompt, it means it's also giving you the prompt. So Queen, please do not be offended. My apologies. For next time, on Saturday, we are meeting here again. On Saturday, 3 p.m. WAT, we're having our YouTube live stream again. So please ensure that your devices are always connected. For you, Queen, I noticed that it happens all the time. So please, it's not like I did not want to add you, but it was not just adding up. I kept on trying to add you, but it says your devices were not connecting. So please try to ensure that your devices are connected, that you have a strong network signal so that we can always add you and then we can have a very, very rich conversation. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. God bless you. I pray for strength for all of you to have an amazing night's rest, a beautiful sleep, and to also be able to join me on Saturday. All right. So look forward to more videos on my channel, guys. Trust me, the conversation doesn't end here. There's more, yes, to come from Frankly Speaking with Glory Elijah. But that said, I will see you all on another episode of Frankly Speaking with Glory Elijah. Have an amazing night's rest. Bye. Hey, stop right here. Don't go anywhere. You are especially welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Glory Elijah, and this right here is Frankly Speaking with Glory. I am the girl with the tea. I give detailed analysis of reality TV shows like Big Brother Naija, like Nigerian Idols, like The Voice Nigeria. Basically any reality TV show that actually interests you, it automatically becomes my interest as well. I literally carry up on my head. I give detailed analysis, I give detailed reviews. I run commentaries also because I want us to have fun. I want us to catch cruise. I want us to, vibe to stuff like that. And reality TV shows are not the only kind of content that I put out on my channel. I also do movie reviews. So you see this Glory Elijah of a girl, she's a very, very boring sport. Guys, for real. I am super, super boring. However, whenever I feel like passing my time, just having my own fun, chilling, being in a zen mode. I catch up on movies, which I find very, very interesting or exciting. But also, guys, I love reviewing those annoying ones because, hey, we have to call them out. You cannot come and waste my data. You cannot come and waste my precious time watching some really annoying movies. And I also talk about trending social topics because, of course, this life has to be balanced, okay? It's not all about entertainment and fun all the time. We also need to talk about those serious issues that concerns me, also concerns you as well. You're about to have a blast on this channel. I also share my life experiences from time to time. Yes, that is when people ask me to talk about it. But if people don't ask me to talk about it, sometimes I do not feel the need to talk about it. I like keeping my private things private. But once again, you are welcome to my YouTube channel. And as I told you before, you are in the right space. Trust me, you will be so addicted to this channel. People are going to be asking you, what's happening with you? Are you okay? And hey, don't forget to turn on post notification, all right? That is the best way for you to always receive alerts of my videos. So you see what I'm doing on my screen right now, just do exactly that and you'll be cool.